What's going on? Hello. Hello, y'all. February. Where all the Februarians at? The Februarius is all the February. Hold on, cat. All the Februarius is pull up. Where are the Februarians? Februarians. Where y'all at? We been talking today, man. We just talking a lot of shit today. This is like the beginning of February, and it's February 2nd. I wanted to talk about some subjects that I didn't talk about in the last pod that's like super important. It happened a while ago. Like this happened like earlier this year, which isn't too long ago. But I want to start this off by talking about like a stolen Picasso. Apparently there was like a Picasso piece that was like stolen that was like worth like just under $1 million. Obviously it's probably worth more now, but yeah, man, they said that there was a stolen Picasso. I feel like that's crazy, right? Like, how are y'all able to steal it and then finesse it and then like get it away? That'd be my biggest question about this shit. Like, how the fuck are y'all getting away with this like signature piece? It's a signature piece from Pablo Picasso, but it's like nobody's looking for it for you to sell it to the person after you stole it, which is weird because it's not like it's a fucking like iPhone or some shit, right? But like you can't find my iPhone for a fucking Picasso, but it's weird as hell. These aren't quick notes. We just talking today, but some of these are like leftover quick notes. But I did just want to talk to you about that Picasso thing. Like I feel like that's like really crazy. And then like looking at this piece, it looks really cool too. It looks like it was like if I saw that, like if I had the chance to steal it, I fuck around with it. Like it's a fucking Picasso. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. I would definitely G-ball this thing if I had the chance. But this was like earlier in January. It's kind of an old story. But I wanted to talk to y'all about like a whole bunch of things, man. Like I think one of the first things I wanted to talk to y'all about was like sometimes it feels like we're dying for the future. And like I feel like that quote kind of lives specifically within like the phrasing of it. Like why are you dying for the future? You know, if you will attain it, you know. I feel like some of us are kind of like just dying for the future and not necessarily like living for the future. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we die for the future more than we live for it. And as a creator, you always kind of like have that patience with like your progress, right? Because like it's easy to kind of get like anxious and like kind of I don't know, doubtful about your place in like not so much society, but like where you're like where what you've achieved in life. And sometimes you just kind of like you just start dying for the future, you know. You gotta live for the future. Don't die for the future. I feel like most of the time you don't really know the difference before you know can make that change. Sometimes I feel like we kind of like, you know, our problems, we don't realize we have them until, you know, they're gone. And that's kind of what I'm learning, right? Especially now, like turning 27. I'm turning 27th on the 8th, so it's really crazy to see that. Like, but it's definitely something that I've learned like in the past like 2 or 3 years. Is just like, you know, kind of like just like, you know, really retaining that lesson and becoming like more of a just kind of being more of a patient person as far as like my standards for success that I put on myself. Obviously I have like, you know, people that motivate me in the creative field that have reached like certain heights, but I never let that like create my specific goals, you know. Sometimes I feel like we look at we have like these like icons and like people that we let inspire us, and we be like, yo, if it's not looking like that yet, then it's not worth like pursuing or dedicating time to. And that's what keeps a lot of us from moving forward. You know, that's what has a lot of stars, you know, losing their fire in the industry now, is because, you know, you got to kind of like, you got to start somewhere and then you got to finish somewhere. And a lot of people have, you know, relay raced and looped around they've hit laps around you know, their peak, you know, instead of like really embarking on their journey and like, you know, allowing themselves to grow. So don't die for the future, man. Live for it. You know what I'm saying? Don't die for the future, for sure. And just be realistic about your goals. And when I say be realistic, base them completely out of like nothing but the nature, the love of the nature for your craft, whether it be music, art, or like, you know, if you're like a stripper, you know what I'm saying? Don't expect to like, you know, go out and make like 10,000 every night. You know, shorty with the ass shots, she, you know, she taking, you know, she gonna take that shit home every night until you gain your swag and you get your titties done, or like, or you might get your ass done or whatever, or your BBL. You know what I'm saying? You got to build it up. You know what I'm saying? And like, you can't just go in and be like, okay, this ass gonna make me 10,000. That's not how it's gonna work, you know. So you gotta like, just don't be afraid of your journey. I feel like people always want to trade their destination for the journey, which is like a huge mistake. I would much rather die working on my journey than die at my destination. I'm gonna put that up there too. Like, I would much rather die in my journey than to die and be like, I got it, or I'm in my destination. You know what I'm saying? Some people kind of want to like, you know, run the world from the top of the castle. You know, it just won't always work like that. And I think that's super important. You know, I could talk about that all day. That's like a huge point, but you know, don't die for the future. Live for the future. I think the next thing I want to talk about, not to just like kind of like just skip through like points and just be like, you know, running through it, but I think it kind of like goes on the end of this perfectly. And as far as March 2024 goes, not March 2024, but as far as the nation goes, I mean, not just the nation, but like, you know, culture period, like everything ain't a burning bush. And I really wanted to make this like, you know, the title of this video is really what made me kind of like want to like, you know, really make this one too. This one's just like just straight up talking, but you know, don't be so misled. And I think the fear of being misled kind of like creates this like insane paranoia. You know, we got normal paranoia, which is like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But it'll create this insane paranoia of like, you know, the world's ability to create the feeling of a burning bush. You know what I'm saying? Everything shouldn't instill into you and into your life, and everything shouldn't be, you know, it's not about being closed-minded or like missing your beat, because I miss my beat every day. You know, I have over 20,000 followers. You know, I make sure that over 1,000 people see my art every week. So for me personally, I don't really desire to be led into like, you know, certain quests, because people will try to, you know, it's kind of like, you know, like a game almost, you know, or they'll try to like, you know, compartmentalize your life into this, you know, this you know, this sheep mind state, or like not so much the sheep mind state, but a student mind state, you know. And you don't always want to be in that class, you know. Be aware of what your burning bush is, you know, not just when you just step out every day, but when you're going to these meetings. You know, I was just talking to I was just talking about record deals the other day. I think I was talking to myself, and I was like, yo, it's so crazy, because you think about like, even like in the 2000s or like the early 2000s, of like, hey man, these people are doing you wrong, man. Like, we got this money for you. And now those guys are whoever they are, and these guys did them dirty. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of what your burning bush is. You know, are these problems set in stone? Is this truly an issue? Or is this, like, sometimes, you know, people will present the issue as our issue, you know, which is really like, you know, some people would say that's kind of like a deflective mind state. But when you're dealing with, you know, hundreds of people every day, and you're at this status of like, you know, being held astute, you have to like, you know, really pace your mind with stuff like that, you know. I think having this outlet and being able to talk to y'all, you know, from my point of view, and really like after like what I've been through and the different point of views that I've like lived, I feel like there's so many things that I could tell you about this concept and this mind frame. Like, you know, I'm from Chicago, so it's not hard to come across a magician. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said this earlier on another pod, you know, you got to make your own dreams. And like, this is a perfect example, you know, even though it's kind of off topic. 5 or 6 months ago, well, you know what, 6 or 7 months ago, I probably could have still talked to somebody about like investing in Bitcoin. or like be in like one of these like, you know, Forex Bitcoin and like situations. And that's not for me to like, you know, obviously, you know, I have a huge lack of like information on this stuff, but you know, you can kind of see these things like come and go, you know, and like not even just, you know, because that's kind of like more about like money or like commerce or anything. But I mean, I want that to be more of like, you know, it's really more of an emotional standpoint, you know, kind of like thinking of like looking at how these people, you know, kind of like fashion or like facilitate an issue or like attention around an issue that's already been real, and then kind of like, you know, take the you know, oh, I'm responsible for this issue and this is being solved with my efforts, support me. You got to be careful of that, you know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, I think the world is like running rampant with that, you know. Just be aware of like what your burning bush is, and don't be afraid of them. Don't be frightened by them. I said this the other day too, or like in another pod. I said anybody can be frightened. You know what I'm saying? But do you truly fear someone? You know what I'm saying? Do you truly fear it? And moving through life, like, man, 27 years. Well, in a couple of days, it'll be 27 years. I lived a lot of my life like mystified by, you know, not so much lies, but kind of like, you know, just fakakta, or if that's the right word, kind of like just crazy, you know, rigmarole. Like, and I hate to say it because it kind of sounds bad, but like if I phrase it and you hear it with me, it's like, you know, my life is more important than the situation at hand, you know, and that's how I feel. Somebody might not agree with that or like, or whatever it is, you know, but I feel like my mental peace and my life is more important than this. I was saying like, you know, I could have slapped like 4 people today, but then I remembered how well I cooked, and my leftovers are going to be immaculate, so I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's kind of like how I've been like really living in like the approach of, you know, understanding what my burning bush is, or what my rabbit is, you know. I mean, I can't really necessarily say that for like early in my career, but it really took me a long time to realize, you know, don't let people create your rabbit, and don't let people, you know, tell you what your burning bush is. Now, everybody don't go by that book, so the example might be received like a lot of different bad ways, but I think you kind of know what I'm getting at right there with that one. But that's just how that was like a mind frame that I kind of want to share with y'all, that's kind of like been helping me through things, and just, you know, as we're in like as a nation, or like, I mean, you know, as the world is kind of like in this reactive state of like the trauma that we've dealt with, we have to, like, you know, not so much arm ourselves, but truly prepare ourselves to be defeated. You know, my name is Jeremy, you know what I'm saying? I've been that's just something that's just in me to say, period. You know, we have to be prepared to be defeated. And some people will be like, man, you know, you cursing us, you know, it's like, but that's how I feel, you know. You know, I feel like the best warriors are prepared to be defeated. You know what I'm saying? And you could be 50-0, you know what I'm saying? But you know what it's like to go down. You know, you definitely know what it's like to get up before 10 seconds. And I feel like that's like a huge part of why we are such a strong structured society, and why we can, you know, why I feel like as humanity advances, I don't feel like any combination of like, you know, ethnicities or whatever would ever fail as far as like, you know, finding peace, or like creating that you know, common ground, or like, you know, the ability to like coexist or whatever. You know, I doubt that. But yeah, man, that's kind of how I feel about it though. I forgot where I was at right there, hold on. But yeah, man, everything ain't a burning bush. Everything ain't a burning bush. And sometimes the lessons that you are, you know, sometimes your regrets take too long to turn into lessons. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, I know it took a long time for my regrets to turn into lessons for me. You know what I'm saying? Or to like be received as like, you know, wow, you know, don't go back down that street again, you know. And 27 years, I'm like, yo, I can definitely handle, you know what I'm saying? I could do it again. I get really like, I feel defeated sometimes because I don't know. I guess I kind of like sometimes you kind of expect more from like I had no problem kind of like being like, yo, this might be as sexy as life gets. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't tripping off that. Like, but I was like, you know, that's okay. That's okay. I think I could have credited a lot of that to like really kind of like growing up and then like understanding my parents. Like I can't necessarily say that my parents were like super involved in my childhood. It's like my parents were my parents, but like I never really feel like I could like go and tell them something that was like close. You know what I'm saying? These are my parents. So, and I grew up in the 2000s, bro. So it was like I grew up in the early 2000s. So it was like, well, really the tens, I guess you could say. So it wasn't like, mom, I really, you know, it was all about my friends. And when it wasn't, it was like, you know, it never, but it never hurt my relationship with my parents. But I think kind of like growing up and be able to see who they are as people and their different separate passions really made it easy for me in my life. Like, I talk about this all the time. Like I said this, I think I like typed this out in a Facebook post. I was like, I totally see why my mom left my dad. And then growing up a little bit later and then like spending time with my father, I'm like, yo, I totally see why my father left my mom. Cause it's like, it's crazy. Like divorced kids, yo, like not even to just be like, oh, we divorced kids. Cause that's hella cringe. But like to see, you know, to see the dynamics of a relationship unfold as a child and then kind of like, I don't know, process it later as an adult. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really like influence the relationship that I have with the mother of my child, but it definitely has changed my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not, I mean, well, we could say for the worst. Like, if you hate me, you could say it's for the worst. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the devil, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, man, I'm living in a fucking ray of light, bro. So it's like, it's so many different like perspectives of like, yo, like for the most part, I know that in general, I'm considered a good guy, right? But it's so many things that could be interpreted from like my life, or like, you know, if I really sat down and told you guys about like, you know, all the details and everything that I can remember about my early childhood, and then we sit down and had an autobiography, you guys would be like, wow, that makes so much sense, and that explains who you are. But for me, I just feel like, you know, kind of having that like, you know, that, and then to see like my parents' relationship now is so like liberating, because it's not like, you know, and then kind of growing up and then with the inexperience and then going through what I went through, and then to live like, you know, wow, this is what, you know, marriage is supposed to be. And this is where my parents failed as that, you know, my biological parents. So I don't know. I didn't even expect to talk about that, but yeah, I think that's a good topic, man. You know, and just like, I think like, bro, like just like watching divorce in the tens. You know what I'm saying? I think it was 2011 or 2008. You know, kind of like watching a divorce. And then from a kid's point of view, and then being like growing up like, wow, like, you know, dude, being divorced then was like different from like being divorced now. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm divorcing him. Everyone will know now. You know what I'm saying? Like then it was like, oh yeah, word get around, you know. But some would say that, you know, when the word hit the street back in the day is worse than when the word hit the street now. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't care, you know what I'm saying, if the word hit the street now. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day it was like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, but again, my parents were, even though I was in my early childhood, I pretty much had like a pretty good understanding of like what was going on for the most part. But my parents never really got like that. My parents were very petty. And I think it taught me so much about like, you know, maturity in relationships, and like, you know, of course I fucked up in mine a bunch of times doing the same type of shit that my parents did, which really is like crazy because it'll influence you, but you learn like, yo, being petty is like, you know, it's not new. And if you let it like lose that, like, you know, that high, like if you stop, you know, kind of getting high from like, you know, just being petty, you just live a better life. But, you know, I'm not old enough to tell anybody, you know, stop being petty, you live a better life. I'm 27 years old, but, you know, that's kind of cliche. Stop being petty. But yeah, man, you know, it grows you up polar oppositely fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I never knew that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? And then that energy of like, you know, kind of like being around like, you know, women at the age when, you know, your parents were like, you know, we no longer want to be together, or, you know, and then to kind of see like, you know, how you would act, you know, it really traumatizes you. You know what I'm saying? It kind of be like, man, like, you know, I would never do this. Personally, I think marriage is kind of like a dated religious ceremony, and it should be treated as such. I don't feel like marriage is like it's lost its weight to me. Like as a kid, I felt like, you know, marriage was supposed to be like the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you die, you know what I'm saying? I used to just feel like when you turn like 50, you get married, and then that's the last thing you do before you die or something like that. And it's like you have to do it. You know what I'm saying? But man, like then you really grow up, and then like, you know, and then you just see like the world. You just be like, man, you know, I'm not fucking doing this. I'm not doing that shit. And then, you know, you grow up watching like Eddie Murphy Raw, and you grow up and you see like, you know, Tiger Woods getting his fucking shit beat in by the media, and you see fucking you grow up hearing about the Kobe case and all this shit, and you just, you know, God rest his soul, but like, you know, you just kind of just see it like, you know, man, like, dude, this world is scary, and it's like, you know, it's an effort in itself to try to like keep a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point in life now where I want something to keep me. You know what I'm saying? And personally, we could be like, oh, you know, it's chauvinistic to kind of, to, you know, we're still living in a, like, our chivalry is from the fucking 70s and 60s. And that, I mean, I don't want to just say black people, because that's not necessarily true. That's super wrong, and scratch that. But I feel like, you know, in 2024, we're kind of like dealing with like the chivalry and the fucking tactics of like the 70s and the 80s and shit. Not even the 80s, because that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just a different time. Financially, it's a different time. You know what I'm saying? I posted a status the other day. I was like, the homies keep thinking I'm gay because I ain't got no bitch. I'm like, yo, the hoes eat too much. I'm like, damn, you feel me? Like, you know, she want to go kick it with her friends up out of my account, like $60 Uber, $60 Uber. Y'all know how I live, bro. Like that's one of the things. That's why I'm trying to change the format, because it's like, bro, like I'm so keep it 100, bro. And I feel like right now, as far as the industry goes, because this is me kind of like rabbit holing it, but like, bro, I'm so keep it 100. I'm so keep it 100, and the world is on some like, hey, he gotta have a joint account. He's supposed to be getting you straight. I'm like, you know, bruh, I really like I live frugal. You know what I'm saying? And I plan to like practice like a frugal lifestyle. You know, in a very like, you know, like some people confuse that to be like a miser or to be like selfish, but like, you know, really kind of like you know, meat and potatoes lifestyle. I really live a minimalist lifestyle. You know, some people would call it broke, but you know, that's just kind of how I live, bro. Like, I've had like 2 major fires in my life. I remember as a child, and during my early childhood, I could remember like my house burning down and just kind of like watching my house burn down. And it always kind of like removed me from like, you know, having this like huge connection to like, you know, just tangible things, period. But I think kind of growing up and kind of like, you know, living in different areas and just seeing how, you know, kind of being like well versed in just, you know, lifestyle, period. You kind of end up like, I think one of the general tendencies of creative people is to kind of live out of a suitcase, emotionally and physically. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pack light. You gotta pack light in life. And, you know, wow, this pod sounds really pessimistic, but it is time to be prepared to fail. You know, that's my like, you know, that's my like I tell people all the time, you know, you ain't really in shape if you can't get knocked out. You know, that's how I look at it. And that's my whole thing, man. It's just, you know, just not so much trying to like be jaded, but kind of understand where like this like jaded energy comes from. You know, like sometimes I just speak to like from my heart and kind of like express things in a manner in which I know somebody that could relate to me could understand it. And that's just why I speak like that. Sometimes I just kind of like catch myself being like super negative about like, you know, just just lifestyle choices in like relationships period. But man, sometimes you got to think like, yo, if I'm not in love with myself, I can't move forward and be like, yo, this is my, you know what I'm saying, this is my goal. And that's just how I live, man. You know, put your best foot forward and never allow because I could be real petty and be like, oh yeah, I don't like your problems. I got a song called Bad Bitch Problems. Like I don't, I love to be like, yo, this is the problems that this person comes with. Like, and for me, I feel like it is energy, but sometimes it's not. Like your purpose, like you have to have a purpose in my life, especially like, to feel as though like you can like complicate your presence is like, so yeah, man, that's just how I feel about it. And I feel like the best way to combat it is to just find ways to be more expressive. I feel like the number one thing that the black males my age or like in my age group within like their 20s fail to do is to find ways to express themselves. That's the number one thing that we fail to do, or like be able to express yourself. Like it may be hard to find ways to express yourself, but I think some dudes are really good at expressing themselves, but their expression isn't really respected. Like I know that they're, the scenario may cause for them to like, their expression to not be respected or to be like, dwarfed. And I know a lot of black men feel like that, but I feel like that's something that we struggle with too. You know what I'm saying? It's not that cool to be making art. You know what I'm saying? Or like, it's not so cool. Like you got too much time. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you like, you one of the dudes from the hood. You put your shit on, you know what I'm saying? You one of the guys from the hood, and it's like, you feel me? I throw my Pelly on, you know what I'm saying? I got my ACG boots on, you know what I'm saying? When I get back to the crib, I fucking bake, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking pastry chef. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas would be like, that nigga got too much time, that nigga weird, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, but we just don't have, as black men, we don't have like forms of expression. We just kind of like, we might hit the barber shop, or we might, like, and I'm gonna be 100 with you. Black men don't have the chat or like the, the expressive, caring chat that, or like the confiding friends that, not necessarily that women have, but, everybody might have, or a feminine man or like whatever, sometimes you just don't have that like, shoulder to lean on, or that, not always a shoulder to lean on, but that form of expression. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes just go and hoop. You know what I'm saying? They might hit the gym, and just chill out. This is like my form of expression right here is potting, or just like, drawing faces, or just, doing something creative. Sometimes I like, if I'm angry, I'll go like tag the city, or just do some like graffiti or something like that, and kind of like express myself through that. But yeah, man, it's just, like in 2024, I think we're gonna see like more black men expressing themselves in artistic ways, and like, and just calming their energy and spirits, because it's like, at this point, it's like in 2016, before 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012, black men had to protect and provide and then protect. So in 2020, now it's black men have to protect, provide, and protect. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I'm just like, I'm that dude, but I'm saying I do what I can and literally do what I can, but things haven't changed for me. If anything, it's just kind of gotten worse. Not to just speak on behalf of men, because I'm the spokesperson for all men, but I know my age, like, it's like, we kind of got like, all right, y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. And then 2020 came, or like 2019 and 2020 came, 2016 and 2020 came, and it was like, y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. And it was like, okay, let's get it, but obviously that job isn't finished, you know what I'm saying? Even in that time, like in the last 6 years, I could really say like, I really like gained a lot of like momentum and like ability to like attain my dreams and create my dreams, you know what I'm saying? So it's a time that we seeing, like, it's definitely a change in like and just the not the paradigm, because that's probably not the right word, but it's just a change in it's a change in format for like the world and like hustle, you know. There's way less excuses for people that, you know, the difference between having a hustle and having like a pipe dream and having like, you know, a straight up plan, you know, or just being like, this is my swag. But yeah, man, like I think I could definitely see that. What I foresee for the future is black men just finding ways to express themselves in like, you know, in creative ways, and we have like more platforms to, not necessarily just fucking YouTube channels, but, you know, there will be more black male artists that aren't touching mics but are touching pens and are touching, you know, canvases and new clothing lines and stuff like that. Like, hopefully I can, you know, take my art to the next level as well as you watching this, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's just super important, you know. We, you know, I feel like our voices aren't heard enough, and the voice that they do choose, not they, but the voice that we hear commonly isn't truly ours. The voice that represents us as young black men isn't truly ours. You know what I'm saying? And I hate speaking for people because I would hate to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I hate speaking for people because I would hate to be wrong. So I know who I speak for, and that's why I take this shit so serious. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, we got more people just, you know, creating their world. I'm from Chicago, bro. Y'all know we're a world in itself. So it's like, you know, I feel like that's really what we're known for. It's like kind of like having this, like having our own world within itself. And people kind of like so itchy to be like, I'm in your world, or my world don't fuck with your world, or you can't be in my, you know, trying to like interlock these worlds that, like, you know, it don't make sense, you know, kind of like trying to do that Jimmy Neutron, Timmy Turner movie with everything. And some stuff just don't mix. That's definitely what I learned from like I learned that about the industry very fast, you know, even like just being like, you know, around so many stars and like, you know, kind of having this like super smash hit, you know. I was the Instagram smash hit before, you know, there was really like, you know, we're doing smash hits, you know what I'm saying? We're doing like, okay, it's only really doing well on Instagram. And this is when I still felt Instagram music was going to be a thing. This was something that I had just predicted for Instagram, but this was so long ago. I believe it was like, it might have been 2019 or 2020. And I had predicted, you know, I had put so much into Instagram, you know, and it was like, you know, basically my, it was kind of like the driving force behind what I was doing. And when you know, I think I was like, I would say, bro, I was like one of the first like smash campaigns for just the Chicago area. Let Me Go was my huge hit single. I've done over 50,000 streams for it. It's over 50,000. This has been streamed over 50,000 times uniquely. And for me, I feel like in the time that it was campaigned, it changed people's point of view on, you know, just visual aids and just marketing, period. You know, I would hate to take responsibility for more than something that I actually, you know, it's like super cringe. But I know, you know, I mean, I knew I was a tastemaker when, you know, when I did mix outs and, you know, I had people standing around me ready. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was that guy. I never had like, you know, I never had a doubt in it. That's why I've never taken one of these like huge campaign deals or anything like that aside from like United Masters. I was promoted by United Masters like for a second. And this was like during the period of like the huge Steve Stout, everybody come to United Masters era. And, you know, somebody told me about it and it wasn't like a referral. It was like, you know, this was when it was still kind of like a request to get in type thing. And, you know, I started publishing my music through the platform. And, you know, it just became something that I was like really like I really enjoyed the vibe of United Masters. I'm somebody that takes like typography really serious when publishing. So they definitely had like more like, you know, options and stuff like that. But after kind of like I'm not going to say I was disappointed by United Masters because I don't want to bash them. I still have releases with them and they still own some of my catalog. I mean, I still have some of my catalog with United Masters, but, you know, monetarily, I was just kind of like, you know, dissatisfied with the, you know, with the turnout, with the flip, you know. And pretty much all of my music is original. So that was just, you know, I don't even know how we got on United Masters, but yeah, man, just kind of like, I totally forgot what we was talking about. That's a whole nother episode. But for me, I just feel like, bro, to kind of like see. I told you, okay, yeah, Let Me Go, right? When Let Me Go did 20,000 views on YouTube, and I had like a few like, I had like 2 or 3 like actual like physical response videos that people had saw, and you know, kind of like breaking into that Instagram platform of where like more being seen more than you think of what you're doing is a concept that a lot of people don't really absorb. And like now, after it's 2024, like 4 years later, people are kind of like, okay, yo, I know what it like, yo, you don't, what I'm saying, like, you can't, what I'm saying, but to understand that type of, and even then, like CPM and like everything that has changed so much within that time was like, it was dope to see. Like I said, man, and then like kind of progressing into like this YouTube format and kind of like creating this like, wave of 20,000, close to 20,000 people. And then like, kind of seeing like Instagram kind of like, not so much shrink up, but kind of like pack out was kind of like, it wasn't disappointing, but it was like, these are, this is what was supposed to happen. I knew for a fact, like after, getting, like seeing it peak, you know what I'm saying? And then really getting that genuine, crowd from the ad. And this was when they were like really doing like, you know what I'm saying? A scroll ad. And like I said, I hate to make this like the Instagram like bash platform, but I am going to say this cause it's my pod. Them ads, I was Instagram ad when like, yo, whoop, you know what I'm saying? It was like, that was the ad. We really want you to see this. Those ads are not like that anymore. And that's just how I look at it, and personally, I don't feel like to pay for it and then like have it so saturated and then like have people kind of like already have this perspective of a sale or like a visual sale, on this ad. It's like, it's hard to kind of jump in that anymore if you don't have like a really notable name. Now, would that stop me from doing, another Instagram ad campaign right now? Yeah, because I'm just not really into it. Instagram is kind of, like I said, I think I said that in like the Florida pod. I was like, yo, Instagram is like, a freaking wasteland of like, of just kind of like cringe posts. You know what I'm saying? And I'll kind of find myself like cringe scrolling really quick. Where it's like, yo, and it's not so much like, man, am I scrolling for no reason, but I just like to use my time differently, man. And now it's like, it's gotten so like convoluted, and people can kind of tell, like, I feel like the tone of the world is kind of like, Graham, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different things that go on, but unless somebody like leaks something and then like people are like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, or like maybe Shade Room, or like, maybe notifications for the Shade Room or something like that, personally, that's just how I look at the gram now. And that's mainly because I try to mirror energy as far as like the interactive energy that I'm getting from the gram. It may be due to me being like shadow banned or whatever like that, or like, but I'm not shadow brand. You know what I'm saying? I am still a person, and I feel like my efforts to create and express to the people that like me should be seen. And personally, I feel like Instagram is wasting my time. Or has, you know what I'm saying? I haven't posted on there like in like a fucking month, but it's kind of like, and I hate to say it like in like such a mean thing because they've done so much for me, I guess. But, it's just, I don't know, man. It's turning into something else. It's turning into like, not to mention, it's hackable, or it's just like, these, like, I see so many like nightmare stories of like, yo, 30,000 account no longer here, I'm hacked. Sometimes they're capped, or some people have just like made their whole account on bullshit, but it's just weird to see. And I know I'm not tweaking with that, but I don't know. I feel like in 2024, like we're watching the fall of like Instagram, and like kind of like what, not so much a fall, but like definitely like a strange like stumble and misstep as they like adjust into like a text format platform. But we've already talked about this so much, so I don't even want to bring it back up. I had like a bunch of other stuff we could talk about, and I think I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so I'm from Chicago, man. We don't have like a bunch of strip clubs, but we do have a plethora of strippers. But I think it's always funny to think about like the strip club, like I'm way too petty. Like I'm way too like I'm so serious about money. And it's not that I'm like crazy broke, but it's just like I'm crazy broke enough to be like, yo, I'm only throwing this money on the strippers that I like in this bitch. Like I'm only like I'm throwing my shit like this. I'm throwing my fucking dollars directly on what the fuck I like. Y'all niggas wasted time. Oh God, like a fucking beanbag. I'm only throwing my money on exactly what the fuck I want. I swear to God. Like I be thinking about that shit too. Like, man, if this shit like how y'all say it is, boy, I ain't coming in that bitch looking stupid. I'm getting straight to it. But yeah, man, like I think it's funny. Like I'm 27 years old, bro, and I've never stepped foot in a strip club. So I know like if I was like, yo, all right, let me get that 360. I know my tour gonna go crazy. I know they gonna die to see me in that bitch. And I'm only throwing money on bad strippers. Is that petty? I think it's more about the uniqueness. I'm attracted to women's uniqueness. Like if Shorty come up and she's like built weird as fuck, like she built like fucking Patrick or some shit like that, and her ass got fucking, you know what I'm saying? But she fucking like just bust a note. She just bust like a no-hand backflip just out of nowhere, like in the middle of the club. Shit, bring her home a 10. Smack over there with them 50s. Oh God, I'm hitting her with 50s. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more about the uniqueness of this shit. Like, damn, like, you know, shit. I don't want to go in the strip club and it's typical. I swear to God. Like, if all they doing is shaking ass, I'm gonna be blown. I'm gonna be like, damn, one of y'all do some raw shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, fuck it. But nah, they do. They definitely do. But yeah, man, I'm from the rack, bro. I don't even really play like that. And then personally, I think just like for me, bro, coochie still alarming. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, coochie still alarming. Like, y'all niggas be chilling in that bitch, breathing with your mouth open and shit. Boy, I be in there. I'm like, bro, you gotta want. Okay, here come the coochie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still shit. Coochie be alarming to me, especially in Portland. Oh shit, coochie. You know what I'm saying?
The fuck is that?
You know what I'm saying?
Shit flying in my mouth.
Is it gonna be a haunted house or is it gonna be a strip club?
I
You know what I'm
can't see
saying? Coochie be alarming me, shit. I'm like, and then you gotta like assess every one. You be like, okay, yep, she got rid of motherfucking strands. You know what I'm saying? Then it's the coochie that you can see all the way across the room. Like, damn, she got a very large coochie. You know what I'm saying? I'm crazy coochie like that, variants. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit coochie funny variant. To me, like, it's just weird, bro. You just never see me in the strip club, though. I don't know. Like, I used to have a friend that, he used to date this girl. She was a stripper. He used to drop her off at the strip club. I'm like, this nigga damn near a pimp. But it was funny to me because I'm like, bro, like, I'm never going in. Like, it's so, like, I don't know, bro. And it ain't that I don't like the coochie. It's funny to me to just think like, damn, this bitch gonna sneak up behind you with some coochie, put a coochie on your shoulder, on the back of your head. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to avoid that because I know that shit'll look cringe. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that nigga gay. You know what I'm saying? Shorty come smack you over the head with a titty. Then you gotta just, you know, the social cues to hop up, throw some money at her. Damn, you fail. You know what I'm saying, man? This nigga gay. Yeah, man, why would you come in? Why would you come in? You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas be desensitized to that. I ain't wrong about that shit. I be smell that shit from down the street on gang. And then it shit'd be, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, man, I can't go up in the strip club. Allergy might flare up in that bitch. I swear to God, bro. I don't play like that shit. I swear to God, I don't play like that. But yeah, man. And it's not that I'm afraid of the strip. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take that back. I am afraid of the strip club. I don't like the club. Period. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, fucking take your straw, dip it in his butt, then put it fucking in then put the fucking drink on the counter. Then you just standing at the bar drinking a fucking booty dick drink. Your ass drinking booty dick and Hennessy in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with the club. You know what I'm saying? At all. Never did. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, you know what I'm saying? I grew up real fast, bro. And then like kind of going away to school, then going to the club, being in the club, and you not really by the hood or like in the hood or like knowing at all. And then getting a taste of that environment, you'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I learned that shit real fast. I'm like, bro, let me just it's all about the swag. And I learned that shit super fast too. Like, you know, I got a lazy eye, you know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that shit, boy. I'm in the club, young as hell. I think I'm with my sister. I'm seeing hoes in the distance, but I be forgetting, you know, I got that one smack eye. Shorty looked at me like, if you've never, I don't know if you ever, but it was like, it was a humbling experience. And then like to be able to absorb it later on, cause I'm one of them dudes like, bro, I'll be like photographically remembering shit. And then later on be like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'll be getting hurt then, but I'll be like, yeah, that shit bogus. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh God, but you know, it taught me a lot, bro. Like, it taught me to like, you know, don't really be so much like afraid of rejection, but kind of be afraid of like how much time you'll waste being sad about it. Cause that's where niggas really fuck up at. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I got rejected. And then be, you know what I'm saying, be bent out of shape about it for so long. But shit, that shit, the shit real. Like, I'll never forget, you know what I'm saying? It's you know, it's some shit that you just never forget in life. That you'll just be like, you know, not only was the moment not for me, but this is like and it's funny because I waited in line to get in that club and like was afraid, you know what I'm saying? Fake ID type shit, super thirsty to get into the club. Would I fucking go back to that fucking club now? Bro, I would not wait in line to go in that motherfucker. I wouldn't go in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I would not be in that motherfucker. And that's just how I feel, you know. But yeah, like I pop out as requested. You know what I'm saying? I really lived that life of like, you know, every party I've ever been to was kind of like, you know, a request thing or like something that I was just really passionate about or like really fucked with. And for me, I feel like kind of being a part of the production industry or like the film production industry, not industry, but the film production like scene here really taught me a lot about the club scene early on. Like I learned that real fast too. I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like we it, you know what I'm saying? And we never gonna talk, man. Whole nother episode. Man, you know, Chicago videographer, man. I mean, not hip hop, but you know, Chicago videographer, you know, rap, bro, right now, yeah. You know, we made, you know, and I'm not gonna say we, cause that's like me like standing on Aze's shoulders or standing on D Gain's shoulders or standing on 16 shot him shoulders. You know what I'm saying? But like that's like standing on Laka Films shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of made this culture, and if you really think about it, you know, not just so much Chicago videographers, but music videographers, period. Because you know, I don't want to like disregard anybody's like movement that was like influenced by what Chicago has done, but you know, like we kind of made rap right now. We're never gonna get that credit. I think one day people will be like, yo, Zay, go ahead, bro, you him. Because people already do. Like people know who's. I mean, if you don't know who Aze Productions is, I mean, you probably not. I doubt you would be here. No, it's a possibility you were here and you don't know who Aze Productions is. But if you're like a fan of like hip hop or rap or like just Tens and Tens rap, you know, you especially like the late Tens rap, you know who Aze Production is, you know who Chief Keef is, you know who Young Chop is, you know who, you know, these like, you know, huge platforms are. But kind of that like whole movement of like you know, D Gaines and like and Aze. Not comparing them at all, because you know all of the videographers are so super completely different and they all serve a different purpose in the city, which is really funny. Not honorable mention Cole Bennett. You cannot leave off Cole Bennett from videographers in film, period, right? This is Chicago, man. You know, we run rap. You know what I'm saying? This is my show you watching here, so it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's almost kind of weird, like the different directions that people have like kind of went off into, and kind of like how Zay is kind of like really kind of like stapled hip hop right now, because you can't really say you haven't seen From the Block right now. If you like, you know, you like From the Rap. If you like rap, you can't really say you haven't seen From the Block, and you can't really say you haven't seen a Lyrical Lemonade video. So yeah, and I don't feel like me speaking on their accomplishments is like standing on their shoulders, but I'm gonna stand on that shit. Like, bro, like I definitely played a part in the Chicago music scene as far as music videos go, for sure. Even if it was just kind of like working with hands-on with some of the other videographers, you know, like you really from the city, you know Zay, you know Ray Money, you really from the city. You really from the city, you know Diamond Visuals. And if you really from the city, you know, dog food media, dude, that's like it's a whole nother episode. And I don't want to jump into it and be like, damn, I left Shorty off. But Bake Jazzler, Night Runner, and a bunch of other dudes. And Pat Benahan, cannot leave him off, right? Just relax. We kind of like made what hip hop culture is. I so want to make this the pod for this, but we're gonna make that a whole nother episode, and just really enjoy talking about that one and really like kind of do like a list. But yeah, man, I feel like that's like, you know, it's such a big part of it, aside from like just the aesthetic of just the sound of what rap is now. Bells on the Fourth, not Bells on the Fourth, but Bells on the One. Drill music, Bells on the One, I'ma fucking kill you. Drill music came from here. I mean, you can't tell me that came from anywhere else, and that's what all of hip hop pretty much is now. Bells on the One. A lot of people would be like, oh, somebody else did that, or they was doing that in Memphis. Bro, people know that drill rap comes from Chicago. And basically rap now is drill. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like, I guess that's kind of putting 100 on 10, but that's just kind of how I see it, man. But I don't want to give us too responsibility for something that's not even really that important. Like, what is rap right now? But yeah, man, I think this all started from me talking about the strip club, but man, y'all already know what it is. Like, I really don't feel like I don't feel like that really needs too much elaborating, man. That kind of was the point. Why do I keep forgetting what the fuck I said? But that was the point. Like people really fail to, like, we're never as far, like, and if you really like are familiar with me, you know, I kind of started this doing like music videos and like, you know, just videos of myself and creative visual aids for things. So I feel like, as you know, as hip hop kind of like grows, or like whatever hip hop is considered to be now kind of grows, the media will never truly recognize and give glory to, you know, the creators of this media that they touch. You know what I'm saying? This is like stuff that, you know, the general media and the mass media puts their hands on this stuff that will never be, you know, like I said, I don't know why Cole Bennett was never on XXL. But for me, I guess that's like, oh, XXL is so important. It's not. But, you know, we never, you know, hip hop will never be like, yo, if it wasn't for the modern videographer, you know, what would rap be right now? And I feel like, you know, having my platform, I'm gonna for sure say that, dude. After passing 300,000 views, organic, from filming people's ideas of, you know, what they would consider to be, you know, making music videos with these people, and then you know, and working on my own music, and then kind of seeing people's point of view on their music, definitely bettered my craft and bettered my artistic vision for myself. And, you know, that'll kind of show you even at a small scale, like, you know, and you can still see all the work that I've done like for that. I reached that benchmark like years ago. I'm like way past like 300,000 views now, but getting to that goal with that, and then kind of being like, you know, okay, this is how much this platform is receiving it, you know. I can only imagine how far, and like the different codecs and the different pages and the different shares, that type of stuff has gotten, like these first ever like Chief Keef music videos, and you know what I'm saying? It makes you really think about it, like, bro, like, I know these things have been like put everywhere on every type of page and embedded in every post, you know, and I think about like how many hits my page gets, you know. We'll never see that, you know, but I feel like I think they're probably working on it, you know, like a Chicago videographer documentary, you know, and just kind of have like, you know, really talk about this moment in time where, you know, the industry let us put the camera in our hands, you know, and we were like, you know, controlling the industry with the camera, you know, with the 50D, you know, it's crazy. Or a Rebel T3i. But I don't want to go on to like Chicago is the greatest tangent, but you already know what it is, man. This is XCLNT podcast. So you already know what it is. I'm always talking about shit. Oh, this is okay. So I usually don't talk about like trendy stuff, or like, I feel like Travis Scott's music video I think this is passing trendy, and it definitely speaks. And I feel like this is something that we should talk about on this show. I feel like this is more than trendy, and I feel like this is like probably one of the most biggest. I've never seen Travis Scott kind of like really make a bold statement. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a huge Travis Scott fan. Don't get me wrong, but this right here is speaking, and I feel like it's speaking to like that kind of like, and I feel like it's speaking to that kind of like battle of the sexes type of energy that the world has been living in. You know what I'm saying? For him to like have the mother of his child, but for him to kind of like depict himself in this manner, and then kind of like have this like I guess it's kind of like pitching the dynamic of like a man being kind of like being openly dedicated to two women at one time, and both of them having absolutely no issue with it. Not monogamy, but polygamy. Him kind of like expressing this acceptance of polygamy, I think. The concept is really interesting. Do I ever plan on living with two women at one time? No. Fuck you. It'll never fucking happen. I would never fucking live with two women in my fucking life. I don't care if I could. Why the fuck would you live with two women? But I think that's funny. I think that's just, you know, the funny part of it. But I mean, I guess I'm not protesting it, but I know that shit could never work. Any real, and I'm gonna say this because it's kind of racist, but I feel like it's just kind of like creating a symbolic idea and acceptance around the idea of it. But bro, ain't no two women finna sit up in the house by one man and be like, yo, not Kylie and not Shorty. And this is me not knowing her name. Hold on, wait, let me ask her. So the video kind of like depicts him, you know, kind of like, I guess, being in a polygamous relationship. I don't know. Realistically, if anything, like I could see two women of this, and you know what? This is really, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna step out in the dark and say this shit. I don't give a fuck. Two women of this caliber, which is cringe as fuck, because I hate to say that, but two women of this caliber, bro, you're not having them both. They're sharing you. You know what I'm saying? Realistically. And I view because he's Travis Scott, which may be wrong, I kind of view that situation as possible and possible. You know, which is wild, but not, because I mean, let's be real, you know, Jamal, like if I'm fucking Jamal or fucking Derek or Davion, you know what I'm saying? I'm not I can't have two fucking girlfriends and be chilling in the crib. You know what I'm saying? It's just not realistic. But I feel like him kind of like trying to at least talk about it or like speak on the subject of it, or like the possibility of like, yo, why couldn't y'all coexist if it was? I think that's kind of what he's saying there. I don't think he's so like, oh, every guy should have two women. You know, I doubt that's what that is. And it can be interpreted so many ways, but I feel like it's such a cool, like, aesthetically it was cool. Screenplay wise, it lacked. Like, I feel like it didn't, like, it was shot amazingly. Like, I feel like the shot where, even I think it's like the thumbnail where they're like split screen face and they do the same thing is so cool. But I feel like screenplay wise it was kind of lacking. But I feel like it was made to kind of like focus you on this, like, you know, this point of this, you know, the idea of Travis Scott in a polygamous relationship with Kylie Jenner and Shorty. Yeah, no, I don't know her name when I record this, but I mean that's probably not cringe. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna look it up later though. I'm gonna try to find it out. But yeah, man, that's just how I look at it, man. Like, I don't know. And like you know how I feel about this shit. Bro, I don't want to fucking live with one fucking woman. Get the fuck out of my crib. Oh God. Go get your own fucking crib. If we this rich, if y'all both not unmad as fuck, get your own fucking crib. Oh God, get the fuck out the game on. Oh God. But that's how I look at it, man. Shit. But I mean, and that's not to say like I don't love women, because like if I could have like fucking 16, 15 women just at the crib at all the time, I probably would. But I know it's confusing. It's way too many different dynamics right there. You know what I'm saying? You get 3 women in the room, like everything is strange. It's not strange. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and they could not all be fucking the same dude. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. But you know, that's his business. Maybe he really is like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's his fucking business. And maybe he wanted to kind of like, you know, let the world know it or kind of like perceive it a certain way publicly, which I feel like he has every right to do. Y'all know I'm a huge Travis Scott fan. My favorite Travis Scott album is Days Before Rodeo. I don't really love his new music. I'm a huge Days Before Rodeo, Sky is Gray. I mean, Drugs You Should Try It, Al Faro Travis Scott fan. And it's not to say like his new music isn't good. Oh no, wait, Guidance, Birds in the Trap, and Gotti. I love Travis, man. I love Travis, but I'm a like a early Travis Scott fan. So, and some people would say not early because like Drugs You Should Try It is not early. Some people would be like, oh, Travis, this is his unreleased song from day one. I was like, you know, I'm not super Travis, but I love Travis, man. And I feel like this is like the most like coolest fucking player thing I've ever seen anybody do. And it was so tasteful too, because they was both bad as fuck, but it was like, I ain't like, you know, just licking them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like they like, you know what I'm saying? In this bitch, you know, they ain't like they in this bitch kissing each other. It's just like, you know, y'all know what the fuck going on. And it like after it went off, I'm like, immediately I was like, damn, how can I get? But I, you know, I'm like, I don't need that. I immediately got in my broke bag. Like, I'm all right. I'm broke. I'm good, broke. Like that shit definitely made me like look at my situations like, man. But then I'm like, bro, what the fuck I look like standing in the crib with 2 women? I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit confusing. Like it got like to see it was confusing because I'm like, you know me, I'm idealistic. You know, I'm very idealistic and thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, maybe. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, that's like I just want to talk about the Travis Scott video really bad. I was like, this is so cool. And then like in a world where we're like seeing so many different like ideas, I feel like Travis really accomplished he accomplished like, you know, hey y'all, this is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? In a music video, which we haven't really seen too much. We just kind of seen like bitches throwing ass and money and slow-mo shots and just really high production videos of like, you know, the fuck is the point? You know what I'm saying? I feel like he kind of like had like a, you know, not a conflicting, but like a, just like a really like engaging and like, you know, like wow message that's like, you know, it kind of eats you a little bit because it's like, you know Keisha looking at that shit like, girl, I never fucking not no fucking Travis Scott, I never, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know it's like eating the women up, but it's like, it's also like, you know, as a man, you like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, I'm like, wow, motherfucker, hot cocoa in that motherfucker, yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? Bink, 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 bink. But yeah. To think about that, bro, and then to be like, man, Travis Scott is this dude that we want to fucking like be so bad, but it's so cool, man. Shout out Travis Scott, man. Al Faro, man. Uptown. I'm riding up Uptown. 4 hands on the dick. That nigga getting a double hand job from 2. I need both of y'all to touch my dick at the same time. Shout out Travis Scott, man. Hey y'all, I just wanted to let y'all know something, man. I didn't say this on my last pod, but I really should have, because we was talking more about like politics and everything that's going on. Man, apparently they had like robocall. Hey, Speedy, stop it, Speedy, stop. Apparently they were like, so apparently there's already people trying to hack the election. Stop. Apparently there's people already trying to like hack the election and trying to send like robocalls to like seniors or something, or like I saw a news article really briefly. I just wanted to talk about it real quick because I don't know everything about it, but apparently people are trying. They're like creating like robocalls to people to like mislead them from voting in the first election. The first election, the second election, we do not, as a people, we do not need to be misled from voting, man. Y'all go fucking vote. This is so off topic, but man, y'all vote this year, bro. Because like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I was just talking to the homie the other day on the train. I'm like, bro, as black men, and this is who the fuck I'm talking to, we need to find a way to pay every fucking tax that we can and get a fucking job, pay your fucking taxes, go fucking file, and be a fucking black man citizen in the fucking city, bro. Or whatever, not even just the city, but in the fucking country, bro. Cause this shit is finna change. Don't be afraid to go fucking fill out your voter registration form and shit like that, bro. And then go fucking vote. Like, bro, like y'all like nobody has voted in y'all family since fucking the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all family like really like we don't believe in the government. I'm like, bro, I'll be like, and then this hoe, like I be seeing like some of like the hoes, I'll be like, yo, like, whoa, like this bitch hate the government. I'm like, get your ungoverned ass the fuck on. I be crying laughing at that shit, like, but yeah, man, y'all go fucking vote, man. I saw that shit. I'm like, bro, these niggas fucking doing everything to stop us from fucking getting our 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? Shit, at least let us get the fucking 2 pennies, bro. At least. You know what I'm saying? And then some of us are just like, hey, fuck that 2 cent, man. Woo doo 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 doo. So fuck the 2 cent, then what is it all about? Man, it's all about the money though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, man, and then like as just like as black people, period, bro, we need to kind of like have like we need to raise our political awareness and not just conspiracy awareness. I'm gonna say that it's one of the most cringy things about black people is that we fail to like we have a huge conspiracy theory awareness, but we don't have a political awareness at all. Like there's like a whole demographic of just black people that are like, okay, this is what we need as black people in society to move forward. And then there's another demographic of black people that are like, fuck the government, fuck y'all, fuck people that's trying to move forward, fuck anybody, fuck us, we taking what's ours. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Chicago, you see that shit like clearly. And it's like, I'm definitely on that. So, like if you haven't realized that already, like, I'm very, very serious about like, people's role that they play in the community and whether or not we should be voting or taking people serious or just like kind of like taking candidates serious. I remember like kind of like having like a heightened sensibility during the insurrection and like when they were kind of like Bernie Sanders and like Andrew Yang and Joe Biden, but you can tell that kind of like awareness is kind of like dithered after that. It kind of took that insurrection and like that craziness for people to even pay attention to what was going on in politics, period. And to see how like, Trump was kind of like filibustering his like, his exchange of the presidency or whatever, or like his, loss of the presidential race. And, kind of like battling his allegations. Like I said, man, I'm from Chicago, so the way that I kind of view Trump is like, kind of an entity. Like I said, this is a whole nother episode, and this is really some Illuminati shit. But I kind of view Donald Trump as like an entity. For me, I feel like people be like, Donald Trump, and then they kind of see this like character who is him, but it's an entire fucking thing, man. And it's not like just, it's not like just this guy. It's, and it's a problem for all these situations. Like he has representatives and people that like, work on his behalf that are responsible for some of the things that he's being accused of and held responsible for. So, that kind of goes, that's like kind of devil's advocate for the, being responsible for things, but not really being at fault, but that's what comes with, hey, it's a lot of bacon, that he's bringing home, that they are bringing home, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that go on for some years. It might go on past what any other in the next few elections, of just Donald Trump being like persecuted and like, whatever. But from a realistic real world standpoint, I view Donald Trump as an entity. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just that guy. And it's been like that for decades and decades, you know. So yeah. I just hope that I just hope that pray and pray that people understand that the U.S. presidency, or like the position of the president of the United States, really doesn't have much influence over the things that go on and the hardships in like individual people's communities. That's why you kind of see people like writing letters to the president, and you know, oh, the president wrote me back, or like the president read my letter, or, you know, stuff like that. Like, yo, this person is the face of this, you know, and the presiding representative of what, you know, the nation should be. So I think once people really realize that, I know there's people that are like my age that like really don't understand that, you know. Oh, they raising taxes, I don't want to vote for him, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. You know, it's kind of like sometimes people kind of view it like that, or they just kind of have like this conspiracy theorist mind frame about, you know, the government period. So I don't know. I mean, I do know we should all, like, you know, do our best to like have a political opinion and vote this year, especially as black people. Not to be racist, but yo, black people got to kind of like vote and pay attention. But it's, you know, getting registered to vote is simple. You know, a lot of people don't even realize that the U.S. public aid system puts you en route to vote and to get, you know, systematically allocated to register to vote. So it's just weird, man. I think we've lost the respect for it, and we kind of like, you know, the concept of it is like demeaning to think like, you know, you go into the library to check out a book for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, voting is it's not just received in like, because now we have like, you know, 100% capability to like be in unison about a thought, about as one, you know, as different parts and different peoples in society. We have the ability to, you know, have a forum and discuss whether or not we want something to be. So to see presidential candidates be presented and to be elected, we should already in our mind understand that this isn't something that we have direct control over, but should be deciding about. And that's what some people, you know, and then they'll talk about like the electoral college and like different representatives and like why your vote doesn't matter. But we rarely talk about why your vote does. These are the people that are going to stand up and go to a city hall meeting. These are the people that are going to, you know, go to the mayor's office and be like, yo, why is it, you know, this is, you know, this is what this is for, you know. And some people just choose not to signify, or like, you know, not to, you know, represent their street, you know, represent their block, you know. It's a lot of guys that's from the block, but they won't vote for the block because they can't, you know, they don't really believe like, you know, in anything. And sometimes I think, you know, if you really from the block, you really know like, man, so-and-so alderman really got us together last year, turkey drive, da-da-da-da-da. Like, you know how like the city works, you know. So not to like put so much, not to like denote the importance of voting this year in 2024, but man, let's make sure we pay attention to like even like who our mayor is, or like who our attorney, not attorney general, but who are you know, like we like a lot of us don't even know, you know, who's in charge of, you know, the connecting cities and like the different, you know, a little over 70 cities and 70 neighborhoods in the city, you know. So there's a lot of different you know, it's a lot of different little parts and roles that play parts in politics of the city, you know what I'm saying, that we don't really know. Like I said, man, I'm not like a fucking politics expert, but I do know that to see something like this and not speak on it on your like platform would be wild. But yeah, we gotta vote, man. We gotta vote this year, and definitely make sure that we are checking on our old people and not, you know, it almost kind of sounds like fraud to me almost. Like if you're like calling me fraudulently about like, yo, go don't vote for this and do. Like, yeah, that's like lightweight fraud.
Toasters, toast,
Okay, so listen. MacBook Pro, XCLNT podcast. Fuck it right in the pussy. Let's talk about Facebook dating. We gonna talk about it, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all my fucking Facebook dating nightmare. Alright, this is like a story time. I'm not gonna say it's a nightmare, but it was definitely like an experience. Like, I still be kind of like, okay, so I'm a very shitty person. I enjoy like kind of like just seeing like, okay, like, yo, what's my range? I think that's the only reason that people get on Facebook dating. It's like, yo, what's my range? Like, I definitely could pull her. And like, I feel like that's what I enjoy about it most. I think some guys kind of like enjoy the eye being like, no, or like swiping. Like, I don't enjoy it. Like, that's why I stopped using it, because I'd be like, oh, don't swipe her, she bogus. Like, I be on that type of shit, but I'd be like, man, like, you know, it's so toxic. I can remember like having having just like so much like hope and being like, okay, like, oh shit, Facebook dating, like, this is like Hinge, this is like the fucking, this is like Tinder, but like correct. So I'm on this job, you feel me? I'm, you know, okay, mutual friends, we good, we got mutuals. She got a little bit of mutual coochie. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So, you know what I'm saying, add shorty, we get to chopping it up or whatever. So like the first day that we was like kicking it, or like, I guess like FaceTime kicking it, right? It's like a FaceTime date. This was like the first or second day. Like, I'm like, you know, just chopping it up with her. She like flashes me, but like I didn't have no way to say like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I was low key like, E. And at that moment I could remember it too. I'm like, E, but like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, what that mean though? And it just left this like, you know, just this fucking open door of like, man, cause like I'm the type of dude, like, you know, I don't really need no memories to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't really gotta have like no memories or like nothing crazy, like this like super crazy connection, especially at that time either. But it was just like, it, like, I had never been so like off put by it. But it was like, I guess like at this time you'd be like, man, I kind of wish like the coochie was that easy. I wish I could just score some muchie coochie that easy. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Is it worth it? And then like the stories. So let me finish my story time. So I'm on the phone with her and she's like, she flashed me, right? And I hate to say flash because it's not like I didn't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, cool. So then it was just like, damn, you know, she took the speed to like a whole nother level. And it was like, I don't even really know this girl middle name. I don't really know her real name. So then I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got like titty finessed into like, you know, like it was like a tit trip. You know what I'm saying? You know how motherfucker guilt trip? It was kind of like a tit trip. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh shit, don't act weird. You know what I'm saying? But we had so many mutuals. I was like, yo, we might as well just, you know what I'm saying, just go along with it. So she ended up like, you know how you kind of had like those like just kind of open calls. But then it got to like that kind of like, you know, sitting on the phone energy way too quick. Like, if you ever like, okay, like, yo, we still awkward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be wanting to hold that much weight with somebody on the phone. And this was back when I was still FaceTiming people. Like, it was FaceTime calls. So it was like hella awkward. Like, it was like, yo, like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But not to say like that like ruined FaceTime for me, but even looking at that, like, yo, like FaceTime is crazy. But man, Facebook dating is weird, bro. Facebook dating is weird because you can kind of pull up and be like, man, I really want like have like all these expectations for this person that you see like visually, and then like when the conversation ain't there, it'd be like, whew, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I guess that's what comes with it. I'm officially kind of like letting it go. I still be on there just to like gas and like make new friends and shit, but I had been stopped doing Facebook dating. But it be some baddies on there, bro. It be some baddies on there. Like, Facebook dating is the best place to find like that little do something, little badass, little like they all on there. They're all on there. Like that's the perfect place to find them too. But it's kind of not fair. I had to step away from it because I was like, man, like it's so easy to be like a womanizer with this shit. But once you kind of like realize like, man, like, you know, each of these people are individuals or like are people, even if they don't take it serious, I feel like they all, like, I feel like women kind of view Facebook dating the same way. Like, she just really getting on here to just get eat. You know what I'm saying? She really just getting on here to just, you know what I'm saying, vibe. She smooth, not really trying to find shit. She really just on here to just see how bad am I looking right now. So I don't take it serious, but some women do. But yeah, man, retarded ass, goofy ass story time, boy. I remember that shit. But that shit was funny as hell, bro. And ever since then, it's just been like this, like crazy ass, like Lord knows the type of action that people getting on Facebook dating, bro. I don't even want to know. Or like some like Liz Crawler type shit. Like I don't even want to fucking know what's going on with that. But it's funny though. Facebook dating is hilarious. There's some shit I wanted to say too. I was like, if you're from Chicago, you really built different. You know what I'm saying? Like shit don't really be mattering to you. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that knows somebody from Chicago know that we can make it in any environment whatsoever. Like a lot of shit don't really be hurting us. Like I don't really like negotiate it with a crackhead on the train. Like, yo, can you like just smoke that crack later? Like, nigga, fuck your life. Please don't smoke this crack right now. Just smoke that shit a little bit later, like, Chicago people fucking built different, bro. Like, bro, smoke that shit later. Kill yourself later, shorty. Please, not right now. Although, like, bro, I've seen people be like, bro, kill yourself later, shorty. We gotta get the fuck to work. Like, Chicago people built different, shorty.
Object.
Like, if you're from the city, you know how it go, bro. Like, it's just weird.
You object to the room or you object to being the crackhead?
The shit be kind of funny to me. Like, I just think that shit is hilarious though. I'm from Chicago, bro. Like I could get on a train and like literally see like fucking Plan B's like sitting around on the fucking ground and shit. Like that's how these bitches get. Like they get serious. Like like them fucking Plan B's be sitting everywhere. I be like, why did you take that shit right here? Like, yeah. Hey yo, I think one of my like biggest like problems with like with relationships is just like I wrote this one day. I said, I feel like you'll stop laughing at my jokes to hurt me, but I still like to see you smile. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the void that you would feel with the relationship is kind of like, you know, I feel like it's the problem within itself. Like, you know, you should kind of like not use a relationship to kind of fill a void or like fill out a vacancy within your life. I feel like it should just be kind of like, you know, just fruitful from the beginning, and not so much something that has to be like earned or attained or just like maintained. I feel like that's what most of these relationships are now. It's like, yo, we gotta keep us together aside from the bag. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, like and this is, you know, I mean, I've lived in the South. I've lived in this city, you know, and it doesn't really change much because I'm from I'm from Chicago, you know. Everybody has different scenarios and different lives and shit like that, different cultural upbringings in Chicago. But the idea of a committed marriage and like this, like, yo, okay, like I know some people from the South that like get married at 20 or like 22, you know, like some people are like out of high school, like we're getting married, and that's regular. I mean, a lot of people would be like, you know, you're probably a city kid if you're watching this, but like it's regular. It's kind of like this regular like ideology of like, yo, we're committed to each other and our upbringing is what caused that. I feel like those are some of the best relationships, but for me, I feel like, yo, committed relationships, especially now in the mid 20s, or like, well, I guess we're like kind of like looking at like what'll be like the 20s, right? I feel like, man, you know, one day you'll stop laughing at my jokes, and you know exactly how much I love to see you smile. You know, I feel like that's a big like trauma for me, especially like dealing with relationships now. I just be like, man, you know, like I don't deserve to get hurt for trust. And I feel like that's what a lot of it's wrapped around. It's like, can I hurt you? Can you trust me? Can I trust you? Can I hurt you? And it's milked. It's not like I mean, to be beautiful is to be hunted. Like I said, like it's not like I deal with like hundreds and hundreds of women day to day that want to, you know, be in a relationship with me. You know what I'm saying? But I think you kind of get the idea of what my love life kind of is, but not. You know what I'm saying? Or like what I would desire changes and fluctuates a lot. But for me, I feel like I could say I'm kind of typical or simple. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm kind of like that dude that could be like, yo, yeah, I feel you, shorty. Like, not so much of what is required for a relationship nowadays, but what is like, you know, like I said, like in 2012, niggas had to provide and protect. And I feel like if I'm not doing that, I'm inadequate. This is what we already said. So like in 2024, you like, yo, provide and protect and zoom and zoom and zoom whenever it changes. It's changed. And for me, it's like, you know, shit change. You know, I never been one of them dudes that's like, you know, oh, I'm a get down on you, I'm a Jew you out of what you deserve. You know, sometimes we just don't know what we deserve, you know. The world will play on that too, you know. But yeah, man. I be saying that shit too, like, yo, one day, you know, you gonna Biggie me, you know, you gonna, if you seen that Notorious B.I.G. movie, I'm a beatbox for you, you ain't gonna laugh. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of seeing the general nature of the world, bro. You know, it's kind of like, it's not so much like I hate what, you know, the general idea of what relationships have come to be, but I just don't like, I'm not at that place right now where I'm willing to sacrifice mental capacity for someone who, like, you know, wants to test me all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely not. And I just don't be having time to waste on God. Like any nigga that's like really like, you know, passionate about what he does, or like that's like, you know, yo, man, I really got a goal to like really save 10,000 this year, bro. Like I really think I could do it, man. 12 months, 2 feet, 2 shoulders. And you know, it's one thing to be focused, and it's one thing to be like, you know, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just doesn't line up. And I think like it's really like a lifestyle choice now, you know, more than like being like paranoid or being like, man, like people don't really like, you know, respect your sensitivity or like, you know, lighten up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it feels like, you know, the only thing that men can do right now is like lighten up. You know, it doesn't seem like we can forgive. It doesn't seem like we can scorn. We can't scorn anything, you know. We can't feel bad about anything, you know. But we can forgive, and we can, you know. That's why I think it's so. I was saying it earlier. I think it's so important for us to like express and like kind of like, you know, express genuinely and not, you know, vindictively and with malice. Because I feel like it's so many elements in this world now to create like malice within, you know, your heart. I feel like it's important to like, you know, find that motherfucking open field with the fucking dandelions in it and run through it as a nigga, no homo. You know what I'm saying? And then just be like, yo, my nigga, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? And find your way to do it. And not so much on some revenge shit, but fuck me. Not no homo. You know what I'm saying? Fuck y'all. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of like respect, you know, kind of find that standard of respect for yourself. Cause that's hard. That's mad hard. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, you know what I'm saying? Damn, my teeth crooked. She gonna fuck with me. Damn, I told y'all about my lazy ass shit. Like I done ran into so many hoes. Like, damn, what's wrong with your eye? I done really ran into like the bitch like was like what's wrong with your eye? I swear to God, I wanted to say it so bad. I was like, bitch, I have a fucking lazy eye. Like, are you a human being? I almost slapped the shit out of her when she said it too. I was like, yo, are you high? Cause like there's no way you've lived all 20 fucking years of your life and you've never seen one person with a lazy eye, and then for you to say it like to my face was like hella rude. But I've you know what I'm saying, I ran into that shit. Like my swag was like, I was humiliated in high, you know what I'm saying, like I grew up humiliated, you know what I'm saying, like it really ain't really much, like, you know, you can't really like blow me, you know what I'm saying, you really can't blow me in a club, you know what I'm saying, like I'm not one of them dudes like, oh, he blown, you know what I'm saying, and then like my hood know me, so it's like to blow me is like to not, you know what I'm saying, to blow me is to kind of be like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying, it's like kind of Caesar talk, like it's never like to blow me or like to really, you know what I'm saying, to blow my ass. It's never to blow me. It's just that. But yo, like, it's you know, it's tough. It's tough. And then like, I hate to throw that word liability out there because it's more or less like, you know, it begins as like, you know, social cues and then it turns into liabilities. You know what I'm saying? This is my girl or this is my guy. This is my, you know, I'm a part of this person, or this person represents me. Like when I leave out the crib, I'm representing this person when I leave out, and then I'm going back home to them. You know what I'm saying? Like when she takes her shot, like she showers here, like she takes her shits here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get down. You know what I'm saying? Like when she takes her shit, she shits here. You know what I'm saying? She showers here. You know what I'm saying? Like she knows where home is, and I feel like even that ideology, like being kind of introduced in like the 20s of like, yo, like, yeah, nigga, she know where home is too. It's like, it's a big part of like, you know, the renaissance of just like, you know, modern relationships. You know, I think that's why it's kind of cool to talk about Travis's video too. It's like, you know, it's like there's, you know, the world is different now. The dynamic. Some people would say that women's standards are lower, but that's not necessarily true. I don't know if that's true. I think it's just women's standards have changed, and it's interesting to see. Like I live a lifestyle, bro. I don't really have to like, you know, I'm not living off my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like women aren't like a big problem for my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking like 12 women at once and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I stay super checked up on my health. I go to the doctor like every fucking 3 months and get blood work. I get blood work like every 6 months, every 2 or 3 months, 6 months, whenever I just feel weird. And yeah, bro, like I feel like we're living in different times, you know. That's not regular anymore. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I just, you know, I kind of talked about this already. Like I already had the like doctor talk. I talked about the doctor with y'all earlier quickly. I'm like, yo, like these women kind of don't go to the doctor. These men also don't go to the doctor. And I want to kind of correct that statement too. Like I was just kind of like, oh, the girls don't go to the man. We all don't kind of go to the doctor and be like, yo, let me go ahead and get that John, man. You know what I'm saying? Zoom me. And then pause. But we all don't. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big part of it too. Like, man, you know, shoot, we kind of in this like this rant. I don't know if it's like the what is it called? The I forgot what it's called. The we're the generation of the kids of like Freaknik. Like we're like the Freaknik kids, like the homecoming Freaknik kids. Like everything is like just out there for like us to just, you know, like I don't want to be a fucking youth church Christian leader or whatever like that, but some of y'all bitches need God. Like this shit is crazy. But I'll be like, I just be chilling, bro. Like it's not like, you know, like I don't feel like it's like it don't directly affect me at all. Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I'd be like kind of I fuck who I want. But like I never get like she didn't give me her number. You know what I'm saying? I've never had like these niggas be like beating the shit out of these girls because they be rejecting them. I'll be like, yo, like, can y'all shut the fuck up? I'll be kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You know, but not in that mode. But just kind of like, you know, just kind of like the forecast of like what the world is at, you know, it's crazy. But I don't know. I really been into like My sexual attraction right now is mama's friend. I'm trying to fuck a lady that look like my mom's friend. I'm just kind of just into that shit right now. I don't know why. But yeah, that's definitely like my category right now is mama's friend. I've been getting like off of like young women, like you low key, but I still be E. I definitely still be E. I still be E. But I just be like chilling. I feel like I don't know, man. You know, and you got to watch out for the terror laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she'll hit you with the, you at a friend crib with these bitches just all start laughing in your face at once. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know, this shit real, bro. You just gotta have, you gotta really develop trust with these women. You know what I'm saying? And really like make them feel trusted, because if you don't make her feel trusted, she's gonna keep testing you. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna keep like, you know, can I do this? If you don't let her take you to the limits of whatever, you know, sacrifice or trust or whatever it is, if you don't let her trust fall you or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You won't be able to maintain a relationship. And that's just kind of what I find with like this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is like some Gone Girl ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And you just get tired of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm not going to the fucking end of the world with you. Like, I will gladly go to fucking Buffalo Wild Wings with you. I will gladly go to fucking, you know what I'm saying? I will gladly go to fucking Applebee's with your ass. But I will gladly go to Chili's with your ass. But I am not going to the end of the fucking world for your ass, bro. I'm not, bro. I'm not going to the end of the world for you. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, men are no longer viewed as the prize. And that's kind of like, not so much like men aren't viewed as the prize, but like men aren't like viewed as something to be like attained and respected. You know what I'm saying? That's how I view myself for sure. Like, yo, like my life is an experience, or to be a part of my life is an experience. You know what I'm saying? You know, to be a part of my life is like an experience. You know what I'm saying? And I can't allow you to be like, yo, you know, I'm only going to treat you a certain way, or like, you know, I'm going to make you perceive your emotions in a different way. You know, and that's just kind of like what I catch from like women nowadays, you know, with the games. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, she's with games, like, what's the games for, and is it worth it? Because I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I get hit with game a lot, so I'm be like, okay, what's the game for? You know what I'm saying? It don't be that. You know what I'm saying? Or at least like from my experience. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of why I'm kind of like trying to step away from that like Facebook dating. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like like it's more than just the feature in the app. Like, it's kind of like, damn, like this shit kind of like Facebook dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of be like over it. But I could tell, like, bro, like within the next like decade or so, I could just kind of like see people like really abandoning like these like, you know, trendy like, you know, fads of just of courtship. You know, just kind of like just taking a chill pill from it and just like maturing. You know what I'm saying? But I deal with a lot of young women, man. I deal with like a bunch like women between like 18 and 30. You know, I deal with a lot of young women, and that's kind of like in general, like that's kind of like what you would see. But I'm not trying to fuck I'm not trying to marry every fucking girl that I like ever talked to. And I think that's a part of it too. Like, you know, trying to be like a black man, and then like trying to like find something that's like worth my time, and then try to maximize my time at the same time. It's like it's not working. Like I would literally be like, yo, like, okay, like I look at my schedule now and I'd be like, yo, I know how long I'm a very, 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 very avid planner, and logically I'm a huge logic dude. You know what I'm saying? And I don't base too much shit out of emotion, but out of like, you know, like spiritual feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like a spiritual direction and not so much emotion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And also I just kind of believe that like my like purposefully, like in my life I'm gonna have like a child like around the age of 30. So I'm like, you know, as this child is like 10, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 40 years old, or like, so on and so forth. Like I always like kind of predicted myself kind of having a child like around like 28, 29, and then being like, just being like well off enough to like kind of like, be able to like tell him about whatever, he needed to know, or she, not knock on wood, because I do really want a kid. I do really want to eventually have a girl, but yeah, knock on wood, not no time soon. But that's just how I feel about it, man. Like, bro, like don't stop laughing at my jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look fat in that dress, or like you want, when I'm about to take this picture of you, but your dress just like don't look right from that angle, I'ma move and not tell you just so this shit look right. I swear to God. Like that's petty, but that's not what that's kind of like not even what I mean. I said that wrong. Like I'm never not laughing at your joke. Like when you be saying shit and I don't even get it, like I laugh. But I guess that's worse than like you like laughing at a joke that you don't get, right? Like that's worse. Like if I told you a joke and you didn't get it and you just laughed, like it's like you really suck. But I think I would like enjoy the fake laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what's worse, like her like fake laughing at it, or like like just not laughing at all. But that's, I don't know. That's kind of like just a negative ass thought train that I wanted to share with y'all. That shit was not a good thought, but y'all know what it is, man. Don't stop laughing at my jokes. It's your girlfriend, boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of keep like just keep in mind, man, like, I feel like this being like desensitized in relationships is like normalized. Is that too many eyes? Is it too many eyes? I feel like being desensitized in relationships is normalized. Like, oh, okay, yeah, fuck my friend, haha. Like, the shit getting sick. Like I'm way too, like, y'all niggas is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? I'm like one of those type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? The terror laugh. Terror laugh. You know what I'm saying? When I walk in a room, I'm usually the only guy there, and it happens like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like when I get into the room, in most settings when I'm not speaking, I usually end up being in the room because of my presence. But like when I am speaking, it's the room is usually for me, and that's in most settings. Like I've never not, which is weird, but I don't live for it to be like that, but it usually is. And I know, like it's like these scenarios of like, like you're just kind of like taking too much air out of the room. Like I've ran into that scenario, and it's been like, this like a terror laugh situation, and it's like, oh, this is our moment with you. I watched this Dave Chappelle special, and I was like, I think it really it taught me a lot to kind of like humble myself in these moments of like, dealing with like not just so much fans, but like people that like don't really understand the vision but see it, and then kind of are like, this is what I want it to be. I don't really it's not alarming to me. It's more or less kind of like, okay, this is this person's like moment, and then you kind of like perceive it as like, okay, yo, am I depicting something to you, or am I answering something for you? You know what I'm saying? And no, you don't. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't, but it's a hard science to get down. But like once you've like learned to like live vague enough for people's perception, and then like, not harm their psyche about who you are in their moment, it helps. But I mean, I like, sometimes you just get stuck in that like cringe like response time of like, I want this moment to be correct, but there's so many things that I'm thinking about. Like first face up seeing people is like, I hate doing it, but my life, I have to. You know what I'm saying? I probably see like 1,000 faces every day. You know what I'm saying? But I still find a way to like, always try to leave people with like grace. and try to like live with grace. You know what I'm saying? I think grace is a characteristic, or like, you know, not so much a character. I think yeah, right. Grace is a characteristic that men aren't necessarily like thought to have or like required to have. Like, yo, I want to handle these situations gracefully, and sometimes people kind of like, you know, feel entitled to that grace, or like, you know, man, like, you know, that face up really was bad. You know, what's going on with that guy? Is he good? You know, but it's more or less like the people that you come like in contact with, it's not like they deserve it, but they're entitled to feel as though they do. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, from there they'll learn that, you know, like I said, if you really tapped in, you know, my presence is more than like just, you know, pulling up, throwing 10,000 and then leave, throwing 5, getting my little 10,000 walk through, throwing 2,000 and then walking out. Like, bro, I'm a person, you know what I'm saying? So it's weird to like kind of like compare and juxtapose my dynamic of like presence to someone else's, you know what I'm saying? Or like a celebrity or like a rapper, or probably how you view me. But like, you know, when people see me, they kind of like have this like self-assessment, which I can always tell, you know, and they unconsciously do it, you know, and it's not something that I fear anymore because I'm so used to it after like, you know, 10 years of like just doing what I do or just being who I am, you know what I'm saying? But kind of like, you know, people want it, like sometimes like when you move up this far into you know, society, people kind of want you to be their avatar, or they want to like live through you or instill into you, you know, their values, which is okay. And you just got to learn how to pick and choose and kind of sift through what should be there. But yeah, man, as you go along, you really learn it, like, you know, and everything, like I told you guys earlier, everything isn't a burning bush. Yeah, you know, everything isn't a burning bush, and some people, you know, not so much for not really trying to like make their dream the best, simply have to fulfill their like idea of whatever they may have thought of you. You know what I'm saying? I even have to catch myself like, yo, like, all right, man, like thousands of people see this every day. You know what I'm saying? 20,000 people saw you years ago. You know what I'm saying? I have to keep getting that in my mind of like, okay, yo, I'm not finishing, you know, and then like, I think this was another thing. Like, I'm always up Instagram's ass, but sometimes I look at myself like 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, 20,000. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at now, or like that's where I was at, you know, and I did way more than that. You know what I'm saying? And when I really think about it, like my life is valued more than a follower count. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, 2 feet, 2 shoulders. Nobody's asshole is prettier than the next asshole, right? But sometimes it fucking is. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep myself. I always, you know, say, hey man, I was born in '97, bro. We just do shit differently. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like it's not like we keeping it gangster, like keeping it like, you know, we holding like together whatever the fuck it was. But yo, we holding together whatever the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? And we like watching this, like, you know, kind of like the milking of this renaissance, this like bullshit renaissance. You know what I'm saying? That we're like, you know, living in. It's crazy to see. It's crazy to see. And and I enjoy kind of like giving y'all that individual's point of view, and still like, you know, creating whatever the fuck I want to do. Like nobody's like trolling or like bullshit is gonna stop me from doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all the other day, y'all know what type of time I'm on, like nifty snows. Like we like there's no, you know what I'm saying? We're on like a totally different frequency with the shit. And now, you know, I think now, like especially at this time, there's so many people that are taking not just the moment for granted, but kind of like, and then I'm gonna say this too, people we were watching people take the moment for granted, but there's a whole lot more people that are like, yo, let me value the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like there's really there's not too many more pretty days. You know what I'm saying? And then to see how, like, you know, to see the needs of the city and then like put the math together of like what will be the solution for it, not just the city but like, you know, the world. Like you can kind of see like how the world would be with the solutions. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking in my mind earlier, I was like, yo, like how much we talk about like, yo, social media is bringing us together, like it's bringing us together, like, and then like to kind of like look at photos or like just kind of like look at like people and how we dealt with each other, like even like as a kid looking at like photos of like the inauguration and shit like that, like as a society we've changed completely, you know. Like watching the 2012 inauguration, you know what I'm saying, and or just looking at the 2008 inauguration and looking at like people, or like even being from Chicago, like the taste of Chicago, or like you know what I'm saying, like the world is like definitely different, and it's not just due to technology, it's like, you know, a bunch of different like terror acts and things that are going on that are causing this, but you know, social media is a catalyst for not a catalyst, but social media is like this, like, you know, it can rip us apart. It usually does. Social media doesn't really bring us together, man. I mean, and it definitely depends on how and who's consuming it, but man, social media can rip you right the fuck apart, you know. And not to just be so sad, but you know, it's like, it's definitely something like once you kind of like speak on this, like, okay, yo, I'm aware of it, you know what I'm saying? Like scrolling lessons and shit like that, like it can ruin your day. Like, oh man, I really need to lose 10 pounds. Oh, Slim Fast commercial. It's not even like fucking Slim Fast is coming back for another, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like I know people are experiencing this in this time, and it's like, you know, it's good and it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I'm having a bad experience with it. It is because, you know, it is because of my psyche and my insecurities. I said this the other day in the Florida pod. I'm like, yo, I am insecure. You know what I'm saying? For me, like, I'm a black male. I'm 26 years old, bro. And I'm insecure about this. I'm insecure about this. I'm insecure about this. And I feel like, yo, the world don't have to respect it, but why wouldn't I want you to? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't I expect for you to respect my insecurities as though I respect yours? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a part of it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we live in life, man. Like, you know, we gotta like one foot forward, and that's why I keep going with what I do, because I know I inspire a lot of black dudes to, like, you know, just keep doing their thing and just, you know, just keep rocking out in the world, bro, and just keep like believing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it get depressing because we just be like, yo, sometimes shit just kind of feels hopeless. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like sometimes it just feel like the world just got as sexy as it ever will. But you know what? Start finding that ugly shit about it that you like. You know what I'm saying? You don't really fuck the shit out of the world. You know, you don't really fuck the shit out of her until you really find the ugly shit that you like. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really fucking her yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the world. You know what I'm saying? Find the ugly shit about her. Fuck the world. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't pretty, you know, and when you really take a lot of L's in life, your W's just feel much better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, it's not really like it's not like we've failed as a generation. I feel like once maturity and trust gets established, like I feel like we'll be much better as like a generation of, like, you know, courtship and like being married. But yo, the fucking world sucks. That's why I'm so glad I could like talk. I'm like well versed in this media shit, because I'm gonna talk the entire way until this shit makes sense. Like, but I feel like I'm the only one making sense of it, and it's helping hella people. So it's like, man, like, is this truly as sexy as the world gets? Because it worries me too. I'll be like, yo, like, okay, well, I'm helping people, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like, you know, damn, I'm asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is funny, but it is what it is, bro. Like, I just think like I just feel like I feel like as men, once we become more expressive and like, you know, not really be like vengefully expressive, like this bitch did this and this bitch and woo doo 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 and she ain't never I'm never gonna forget a bitch and all my homies don't fuck with the bitch woo doo doo doo. Like, I feel like if we could find a way to express ourselves but not be vengefully expressive, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of like, you know, need be express your mind and not have it correlate with, you know, the emotions of whoever has hurt you. I think that's what really helped me, was like being able to like make music and like kind of vaguely express what was troubling me and then be like, you know, man, nobody was hurt, you know. Not sneak dissing, but like, you know, just finding a way to like channel anger and aggression. I talked about that earlier. That's one of the like biggest things that we like battle with is like domestic violence, and it's something that we not really like, yo, like this is like a huge thing with like not just black males but males period. Like, you know, domestic violence is a huge issue for us, and it has so many people in jail. You know what I'm saying? So many lives lost and relationships lost. I feel like it's a good time to talk about it. You know, it's never not, but I don't like talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Domestic violence is real, and it's like, I'm not gonna lie, but if I could, man, I would get on here and lie and make a lying ass statistic. Domestic violence is the number one killer of black males, or whatever the fuck. I'm gonna lie and say it so y'all take it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I just feel like, bro, we have to like train ourselves to like understand not only the length of our temper, but, you know, the environments that we choose to not succumb to, but to choose to, you know, embark on. Like, this is your environment. This is what you've chosen. I've lost so much sympathy, like kind of like growing up, being homeless, figuring it out, getting off the streets, and then like, yo, like, okay, it's made me lose sympathy for somebody not happy with their surroundings. Because if you're a human being with 2 feet and 2 shoulders, you can control your surroundings. Man or woman. And I'm gonna say that, and that's all. I'm not gonna, you know, explain why I say that, but, you know, you can change your surroundings, and you are in control of that completely. And for me, I feel like sometimes people are put in scenarios in which they can't, you know, rabbit hole, and it's so many different, you know, so many different scenarios in which it happens, you know, and I've seen it so many times, and I've like, it's the homie or this the bro, like bro got to come spend the night, he just got kicked out, you know what I'm saying? He slapped the shit out of her. It's not over. You know what I'm saying? Like, domestic violence is like huge, bro. And even if it's not like killing us, bro, it's a big part of like, you know, I think it's a part of our culture. Oh, they broke up. Don't nobody want to be no nigga want to be my ex. You know, I don't blame women completely. Fuck that bitch. Woo. The bitch is thought. No. You know what I'm saying? I'm not completely nigga with it. Like, I see what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? These niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, shit, it is what it is. You know, nigga stole a link card, beat the shit out of her, fucking put cigarettes out on the couch, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The nigga don't do shit for his kids, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, niggas ain't shit. You know, but I don't know. I don't want the world to succumb to the ideology that niggas ain't shit, because niggas ain't shit but ain't been shit before, you know, city girls. Like, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks was bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. But now niggas just ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hoes been the hoes, but like, hoes ain't shit for real now. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't shit for real now. Like, shit crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm not tweaking, but, you know, I would hate to keep this whole podcast in such a negative, like, tone, but that's how I feel, man. It's one of them pods. And I just kind of want to talk about, like, you know, modern relationships. You know, I feel like it's such a prevalent topic right now, and you know, celebrity breakup type energy. I think we all want to see it over. You know what I'm saying? We want to see it over, but it's so entertaining. You know what I'm saying? On my way to work, chilling with friends. You know, we want to feel broken up. We want to feel broken up with, and then, like, you know, get in the high of like breaking up, and then being like, you know, fuck that bitch and fuck that nigga. He canceled. We know him. We know her. Nobody gonna fuck. We want to see it. You know what I'm saying? We want to see it every time. And we gonna stand there and scroll on it and watch it and see more everything. We gonna read every comment. We love it. You know what I'm saying? And shit, February 2024, bro, I was like, man, like, let me like really like tune out, you know, some of this shit. But it finds its way to me because I'm an influencer. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, I refuse to, like, you know, I'm on like a no carb diet right now. So I'm like, all the breadcrumbs, you can fucking keep it. You know what I'm saying? Like, crouton ass, breadcrumb ass, bullshit shit. I don't want to fucking see. I don't care, and I don't respect it. You know what I'm saying? I'm way past that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it took me a while to like kind of like feel like that, but sometimes you just gotta like have it for yourself to be like, yo, put a pin in that, come back to it, and then when you assess it as the time goes by, not only is that offer bullshit, but you deserve more than that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just not accepting the bare minimum from this shit. And like I said earlier, like I can see you, but that don't mean I'm looking. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I've been kind of like just swagging with shit. Like I don't like and then like to be like kind of like just understanding general motives, and then just being like, oh man, not being paranoid, but kind of being like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I see, you know what I'm saying, the purpose behind it. But man, I'll tell you one thing, it's tough. And we made it through. Like, I know niggas at home with their popcorn, like me at home with their popcorn, like looking at you niggas like fucking throwing fits and shooting shit out the girl at the crib. Like, damn, wish I wasn't him. Glad I ain't him. On God. But, you know, that's hella sad. But, you know, it is what it is, man. You just gotta be careful out here and pay attention to your spiritual focus. You know what I'm saying? And just pay attention to, like, you know, be expressive and then have goals. Because, like, nigga, goals is like, you know, goals is super essential. You know, it's a major key. You know, if you're just moving aimlessly, if you're just moving aimlessly into, like, you know, into the world and just kind of being like, oh yeah, I'm grinding, I got the bread, I'm good, you know, and not really having no passion or whatever, you know, sometimes it can kind of like, you know, lead you down a road with a dead end. You know what I'm saying? But it's really all up to what you'll accept, and like, you know, and what truly affects your psyche. Like for me, an intimate relationship affects my psyche so much. It's some dudes that just have a really big heart, and then like their relationship is just their heart, and they can function completely like, you know, like I'm an Aquarius, but I don't really like to put that. It's more about your upbringing and what you are. But like some dudes are like, you know, they just have this really big heart, and then like for them, their relationship serves who they are, so it doesn't like, you know, there's never like, you know, an emotional issue, because he's not that emotional of a dude. But like for me, like relationships, specifically intimate relationships, are like, they affect my psyche so much. Like I'm, you know, I don't really have a big heart, you know. Some people would kind of like mistake, that's people's biggest mistake with me, man. Like I don't have a big heart, man. I'm a very like, you know, very short dude. And I don't, I have a big mind and a very small heart. You know what I'm saying? People kind of mistake that for the vice versa, and then be like, you know, because they see so much of what I'm, you know, what is in my heart or in my mind, and they be like, okay, yo, you know what I'm saying? You got a big heart. You know what I'm saying? Like you really, you know, there's a lot of love from you. That's creativity and frustration and anger. All of that is like, this shit is creativity, frustration, and anger, and the need to express. This is not love. All of this shit is not made from love. But it's funny to see people mistake that for that. And I'll be like, bro, like the like an intimate relationship, bro, it affects me a lot. You know what I'm saying? My counterpart isn't just like my like, okay, yeah, I'm throwing dick in that. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't that for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, this person is like not just an extension of me, but it's like it's me when I'm not me or whatever. You know, this person like, you know, talks me to sleep. You know, I don't even, you know, I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's you know, it's a lot of speed dating vibes, and you know, don't know nigga want to be my ex vibes. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of told me like niggas like me kind of going out of style. Like once I kind of like peeped, like it didn't take me like I knew like, bro, like 2021, 2022, once I kind of saw how COVID was like kind of like dissipating, I'm like, yo, yeah, niggas like me going out of style, bro. Or like not even so much that we're going out of style, but like niggas like me kind of going out of style. Like this is like this is a general, like, you know, you got to kind of make way for the kids. And not even just to be like, oh, we gotta make way for the kids. Like people, you know, that are coming up right now are kids. That's not what we're saying. But like, you know, you gotta kind of like, you know, turn into a new chapter. You know what I'm saying? And like, I have no problem. Like I'm not like a fucking weirdo. Like everybody knows my age. They know where I am, who I'm from, or whatever. Like, bro, I instantly like when I started peeping like how like the world would be now, and not really necessarily being like, okay, so much avoiding it. I think the acceptance of it is like, you know, what really prepares you for it. You know what I'm saying? Rejection or just like, you know, fake numbers and shit like that, you know, it can affect you really hard, you know what I'm saying, as a guy. But then you just be like, okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? Like a guy, like a dude like me, like, you know, I'm an Aquarius, bro. I'll forget, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all before, like I kind of enjoy like that fake number energy of like, I gave him a fake phone number, let's see if he does the work to find me type shit. And I like to find out that you think you that bad of a bitch, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really care. But to me, I feel like, you know, somebody could like really receive that shit very wrong. I've never taken it the wrong way because I know my weight, but niggas be taking that shit wrong as hell. On God, I be thinking about the homies that got like FaceTime with like, you know, the fake number, like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, no love type shit, you know. And I think that's the backlash of that, you know what I'm saying, is what's created the environment that we in now, like, you know. But the necessity of an intimate relationship right now for me is like super low. Like I, you know what I'm saying? Like I be feeling like I need it, but at the same time I'll be like, cause you know what I'm saying? Cause you know her friend don't like her. Sure, you know, sure. Chicago ain't a small city, but it's a small city. You know what I'm saying? She don't like us. That's her friend though, but she don't like her. You fucking with her. She fucking him. and they both got herpes too. So we like, you know what I'm saying? We all, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how like these hoes get down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how these bitches get down. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be real careful like how you move around with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And just being like, yo, like, just kind of like, you know, not so much having like respect for a woman's complexity or like a woman's how she's perceived or how she's like, you know, depicting her complexity in that moment, which is what I kind of noticed about it too. Is like, you know, no woman wants to be courted without complexity. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be some sort of like, you know, like you have to feel like, you know, that there is some type of, you know, fire or spark there or something that's like, you know, great, which is hard to like, you know, create, especially in the scene, you know what I'm saying? Like in that moment or at the club or like whatever it is, or like the energy of like catching that gaze from across the room or like, you know, I don't know. You just, it's like magic isn't gone, but everybody got their own fucking rabbit in their own fucking hat. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's coming to the club with the fucking rabbit in a hat and a fucking collapsible fucking bouquet of roses in their fucking sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's fucking coming with the fucking fake quarter that you can fucking bite in their pocket. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like there is no like, you know, you never quite feel satisfied, like, you know, with, I don't know, just like having, you know, like genuine new moments. But yeah, man, I think there's still hope, you know, right? There's I mean, time will tell, which is like super cliche. And, you know, Mun Young before Fun Young, on God, Mun Young before Fun Young. I ain't really got, you know, I know some niggas trying to borrow $50 so they can buy a fucking Plan B. Which is like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I know some niggas, man, let me hold 60 real quick, let me hold 70 real quick, shorty. What? So you telling me I'm paying for some coochie that you got? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is wild shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit I refuse to be like in that scenario at all. Like, but you know how I move, man. You know we getting this money ridiculous XCLNT podcast. It's your girlfriend, boyfriend, you already know what it is. But there's, I mean, what I think that's kind of like what separates the men from boys though, right? Not the Boy Scout, Girl Scout ass bullshit, but you know, who the fuck got the bread at the end of the day? Like, you know, like I said, man, like, you know, put your money where your mouth is type lifestyle. That's like, you know, I really don't like the glitz and glam of the shit. If you fucking with the kid, fuck with the kid, on God. But you know what I'm saying? I'm very much so like just straight up plain Audemars. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see the fucking lifestyle that I would want for myself. And the world now would not, like, for me, I would think like you know, like you don't, what you want out of life is here, and then like there's things that like you don't want out of life that will portray themselves as the only option. You know what I'm saying? Which is really weird. Like it's very possible. Like I told you, like somebody like just walking up to you like, man, bro, they getting down on you, man. This is all your money. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? You experience that shit. You know, like especially when you like doing, like, you know, when you're doing what you love to do, and you know you like so much admiration for you. You be like, yo, like is everything like this, like is God playing a joke on me? You know what I'm saying? But once you kind of like free yourself from that mind frame and then be like, yo, like, man, this is sexy as this shit get, where the bag at? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers really be like, I.e. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you just, you know, I always look at, I mean, I hate to say this shit, but I just look at, you know, I look at the tone of this shit. Like, motherfuckers hopping out there, putting their neck out there and getting their hair cut off. And I was like, yo, fuck rap, or like fuck music, you know what I'm saying? And being like, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't it, you know what I'm saying? It's just culture, period. It's the world, period. You know what I'm saying? We want celebrity breakup. You know what I'm saying? We want that. We want a celebrity breakup. Break up with me. I don't care. I don't care. She don't care. You care. I don't care. We care. They care. Your mama, your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck them. Hell no. Till I die. Till you die. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. But not even just to stay on that, man. I kind of want to talk to y'all about the Thug case and the YNW Melly case. Nigga, Young Thug, man. Shorty could have left a purse in her pocket. Put your purse in your pocket next time you pull up to this motherfucker. Put your purse in your pocket. Man, free Young Thug, man. I'm tired of talking about the Young Thug case, and I'm tired of talking about Gunna, and I'm tired of talking about anybody that has anything to do with the Young Thug. I'm tired of the Rico YSL case. I'm tired of talking about it, and I wish that. Another thing I want to talk about, even though I don't know exactly what, you know, nobody ever really knows everything about these cases, right? But for me, I feel like the fact that there are people that wake up, leave their homes, get in vehicles, dressed up, suited up, you know what I'm saying? They hop out the bed, get in the shower, put their fucking suit on, put their fucking clothes on, click their heels on, put on them stockings, click them heels on, and walk to their car, out to their crib, out their crib, walk to their car or their garage, start their car up, drive all the way down, all the way across town, pull up to the courthouse, stand around, collect their check, get paid with about 50 other motherfuckers for everybody to say that this man should sit somewhere and he a leader of culture. It definitely needs to be a higher level of consideration for it. That's just how I feel about anything, but then that's free everybody. That's free everybody that's dealing with anything, right? But that's not how I feel. But y'all see, I mean, that's just how I look at it, man. Like, and not even just so much like on some like, oh, I see this shit every day, but to wake up early and then be like, damn, this motherfucker's coming to work about this motherfucker sitting down and not doing shit, huh? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, but again, I don't really know and this is my own ignorance. I'm not really paying attention and knowing, but whatever this man responsible or they claiming that this man is responsible for, look at the effort in which we want this man to sit down in a room and four walls. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney, bro, but I feel like that's obviously an arguing point for like every attorney with every case, every definitive case, right? Like, why is there so much effort being put in for this man to sit down in a room? But like I said, man, I don't know everything. Shout out Gunna. I wish Atlanta could go back to how it was, and maybe not without all the bullshit that happened, but we never know. We still kind of, prayers for Atlanta. I think we could put that in there somewhere, just straight up, like, just praying for Atlanta, bro, because I can imagine if one of our like huge like music rap leaders was like, just locked up, or not even so much just locked up, but just put in this sticky situation. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then we just all have to kind of just watch it all fall, local prosecutors and stuff like that, and investigators kind of like, dissecting somebody that we, really just love and hate or whatever. But I don't know, man. It's I'm an artist, man, and I have that artist bias, so I would hate to say that I may be wrong, man, but free Young Thug, and like, let's really look at the, not to say persecute them people, but man, tying that tie. And it make you think like, man, like, the judicial system is crazy, but that's free everybody, and that's I don't know if I'm definitely not saying that, but bro, like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying, man? That's our job, and then sitting there as Young Thug, you gotta like, these are your moments to come out and like stand and speak for yourself and just, kind of see the case, see the trial, whatever it is, and then to see these people like come in like, yep, it's my job to make sure that you sit, I've never been in that case before. I've never been to trial about any conviction or anything like that. I don't really have a criminal record like that, but to see that, I know it's probably like crushing. And man, I don't hate knowing about what's going on with Young Thug, but I hate to see that this is like, going on with him still so long and prolonged. But like I said, that's like me kind of speaking for, that's like me saying like, fuck whatever happened and fuck whoever was harmed by what went on. But man, I really do miss Young Thug, man. I think we all miss Young Thug, like putting out music, or just maybe if he can't like, serve a better service, like if he can't be of service outside of prison and, help the community to, like positive, arrange for like positive influence and for the community, like how they might have done with some other people, what will that do? That's kind of what I kind of look at it as too. Like, Young Thug, kind of this huge community leader, even if he's negative or positive, kind of like spending time, like being constructively, like, changed, and then maybe coming out and doing like works for the public and helping people out in that community may help. But we don't know what they're looking for. It looks like they're looking to just put him away for life, but yeah, I mean, I might be assessing this with like kind of ignorantly because I don't really know much about the case, but it is crazy to see. And I'm mainly speaking about it because I want to talk about Melly. It's really like, as a young black man, it's really tough to see the physicality of black men be disassembled all over circulated media. I'm gonna say that again. It's really tough to see the physicality of young black men be disassembled on not just on social media, but just period. You know what I'm saying? And it may be, this is his choice. He may be wrong for choosing to depict. Maybe personally, I do believe that he's wrong. I think he's wrong for depicting himself that way during trial and understanding that that's how he would be depicted. But I do blame social media platforms for circulating these. I mean, they have to do their job, but these clips of, hold on, if you could come back. Sometimes you could be. Sure. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I do kind of with like, I hate to say blame, but I do blame like, these social media platforms kind of circulating clips to make sure that the population learns a lesson. I feel like we got to really be careful of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I feel like how they're choosing to depict, and this is February 2nd. Hold on. So this is February 2nd. And the way that they're choosing to like, kind of like depict him and his demeanor. Now I'm not gonna say that they're choosing, because this is his decision to speak and act as though, he doesn't care, or act out, so like seeing how they're like choosing to, go ahead and circulate these clips from him, being in the courtroom and kind of like having this demeanor of like, not anxiety, but I mean, see what you, this is something that, I wouldn't be like, yo, don't look at it, but see what you see, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's kind of like me circulating it as well. But for me, I just feel like, we didn't need to see this one to learn that this was like, this was like, he's made a lot of bad decisions. I don't think we need to see him going into jail as this crazy, like, I'm crazy dude. You know what I'm saying? I think we've seen that already. We don't want to see another crazy guy get locked up and then be the crazy guy that's locked up. I mean, I know I don't want to see another fucking crazy dude locked up again. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's February 2nd, so you guys kind of, I think y'all will know when you see it exactly how much that clip is being circulated right now. And you know what I'm saying? I think we all kind of can like feel the tempo of that. It's like, wow, this, so, he's not doing well. And the context in which they're kind of like, introducing some of these facts or like the footage from the trial is like, might even be not so much taken so far out of context, because it's probably true from just seeing what we've just seen. But we do have to take into consideration that is taken out of context, but he may just as well be crazy. That's me kind of like jumping on the fence there and then trying to like balance. But when you're seen, you're seen. You know what I'm saying? When people are looking at you and their eye hits you, you feel that. You know what I'm saying? And when you're a star like Melly, I know he knows that. You know what I'm saying? That you're on camera. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it seems like, it seems as though he may be lunging for this attention that I feel as though anybody that was sitting in a cell for as long as he has or is would be, to kind of like, not so much go out with a bang, but for us to have to stare the desperation of this young black, stare in the face of this young man's desperation is, is demoral. It's kind of like, man, it's saddening. You know what I'm saying? And not like, I'm not gonna say I'm the number one YNW Melly fan. Not to say like I'm this huge Lyrical Lemonade fan, but to kind of like see, it's a black dude with dreads. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say because it's my pod and I don't care. It's a black dude. It's another angry black dude with dreads that, just kind of like just off his top, mad about the world, and has gone down the wrong path that has dated itself in notoriety almost. This is like, if anything, this is like, a glorification of a bad example. You know what I'm saying? And then to give it a face like that, we got to understand that, circulating these clips are more powerful than what they're just being like, y'all are circulating this. You know what I'm saying? This is more people have seen that have seen that Melly clip of him at trial than anybody else who watched the news. Let me rephrase that. More people have seen these Melly clips at trial than anybody has watched like their local news. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the news is. That's what's being circulated. You know what I'm saying? That's what the millions and millions of people are seeing. They're not seeing like millions and millions of people aren't watching the fucking news. They're seeing they seeing Melly's court case. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing Young Thug's court case. So yeah, man, like, I don't know. It just looks bad on us, man. It's just like, I'm tired of like every year we got, another crazy looking black motherfucker going to jail at a trial or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like it's just a black thing of like, public court cases, but man, people are, and then that's another thing too. People are kind of becoming aware. I see like the social media platforms being very, very, very careful with that. Of like these, news articles circulated, viral clips. Definitely slowed down in the past month, about 2 months. And I like to say stuff like that, like, yo, like they kind of stopped doing this because they did, and they are, because it's like stuff like that is like, it's damaging to the perception of black men, period. And not to say Melly is like the destroyer of black men or like the leader of black men, because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, I wasn't a huge fan of his music, but I know who he is well enough to know, like, yo, this man makes this type of music, this is his best song, and like, you know what I'm saying, this is like not a household name, but another black male that could be related to, our age group or whatever, it's like, it's kind of, you get tired of seeing it, but it's, for that clip to get circulated, I feel like we can do better, man. Like, all the platforms, like, it's good to, like, give something that people will engage in, and just like, did the world need to know that Melly don't give a fuck about him going to jail forever or whatever? Like, do the world need to really see black men standing like crazy as fuck in the courtroom? Like, do we need to see more of that? You know what I'm saying? Is it free Melly? I'm gonna say I'm not even gonna answer that, because he's I don't know if he's pleaded guilty, but he's confessed and pleaded guilty to murdering someone. So me being like free Melly is like, that's kind of like me hopping on one side of the fence for somebody that, I really don't even fucking know. It's crazy because as like viewers and like as like creative, not even creatives, but like as influencers and as like the audience, or like as people, we be like, man, free Melly, fuck their people family. Like, bro, you did not have to take a side. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, but a lot of people don't, like, oh, fuck them people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't think, and they don't give a fuck if anybody hears them. You know what I'm saying? But dude, that's somebody's, I mean, I definitely won't use this platform to denote anyone's feelings, or just kind of like belittle anybody's feelings, or anything like that. Or, there's clearly a large amount of people that, just like I said, for those people that want Young Thug to sit in the room, there's a lot of people that want him to sit in a room. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I just be like, I don't know. My attachment is very low, as you can see. I learned about Melly being a dude that murdered his friend, and then that's the song that whatever it is how I came to know him. You know what I'm saying? So my empathy, or like my sympathy for him, isn't necessarily there, and I don't know this dude from a can of paint. But to see them depicting any black man like that and then kind of circulating it is like, I didn't like it, and it's not like I'm not Melly's lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Not even just to talk too much about that, man, but I think that's like yeah. But yeah, just kind of like being aware of. I think as black men, as young black male artists, our best strength is to be able to like view the goal of perception, or the goal of the perceiving. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like that's truly what interpreting is to like understand the true intent of perception, truly. Because the message is one thing, and this is me talking about Melly, right? Or like seeing the Melly clips up, or seeing like the edits of Melly, like, doing this thing, or like whatever. As young black male artists, we're gonna, not only do we see the message, but we also see the tactic of delivery of the message, which is, critiqued. I'm at that stage now, where I'm like, if y'all really wanted to make him look bad, y'all could you know what I'm saying? I'm one of them type of dudes, like, bro, I mean, if it's to make him look bad, like, why didn't y'all just, you know what I'm saying? But like, once you kind of like see this stuff, and like and really kind of have your hands on, like, with just, compositional tools of like, visual creativity, not even visual creativity because it's not the right word, but just like, once you kind of like understand the bones of this like structural composition game, which is really what a lot of this is, typography and timing, the edit, you kind of like things like that kind of become like clear. They kind of become more, you kind of understand it a little bit more, and then you'd be like, let me make sure I'm perceiving this correctly, and let me make sure I understand why they want, you know what I'm saying, us to see this way. And I don't feel like it's a healthy image to circulate. I think I thumbs it down or something. I don't know if I liked it or thumbs it down, but you know, I just don't want to see stuff like that. I don't want to see another black dude with dreads standing in the court looking crazy. Yeah, you know, and that's just one thing that we just, you know, moving forward as like, you know, as black men and as a society, we just got to kind of like be aware of how we, but you know, that's, you know, when I see this, I just see, you know, a familiar desperation, which is also like, you know, even more kind of like, man, depressing about it, because I feel like I've seen that, you know, we've seen this, and we've seen how, you know, that guy will never be the same again, or, you know, or maybe he'll stay the exact same, which is like, I don't know if that's more scarier. But yeah, that's all I really want to talk about, you guys. I'm doing my best to keep excellent company. If you want to have an excellent life, you got to do that. You got to keep excellent company. You got to have, you know, if not an excellent lifestyle, excellent aspirations for sure, and that'll motivate you to, you know, to jump out of a hole and then, you know, go ball with them afterward. You know what I'm saying? I want to start back working out soon. If you're watching this pod, man, don't be too fearful to, you know, start getting back into that physical routine as, like, you know, as the year comes back into the light. Don't be afraid to catch some sun and start back exercising. I'm really excited about that. You know, it stays super cold up here in Chicago, but, you know, I'm still trying to get into the gym or something like that, and work on this summer body, man. I'm excited about it. And like I said, bro, I think, like, I'm not gonna give y'all fucking homework, but bro, just find a way to express yourself. I can remember not really being able to retain a lot as a kid, but as I grew up, I was like, you know, I kept journals, and I started journaling when I was like a really young kid, and it really taught me to like be able to like express myself. And I feel like more times than not, like 9 times out of 10, as black men, we gotta explain, we can't express, and that comes from you falling into the wrong surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Not so much falling into the wrong surroundings, because that's like a cop out. You're responsible for your surroundings, especially once you turn 18. Once you get grown, you out the crib, or you however you call yourself grown, and you out the crib, you're responsible for your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely that, man. Like, and just don't be afraid to reach for new ways to express yourself, because it might turn into your hustle. You never know. It ain't even just necessarily about art, bro. It's like, you know, it's more or less about like your day to day. Because if you can't express yourself, you know, you're gonna run into a bunch of problems. You know what I'm saying? And you'll never really do much other than be able to, the only thing you'll ever really be able to do is to put boxes on trucks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to express yourself, and that's what some of these people get really good at. Like, I can express somebody's idea for them. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, that's a part of my job, is to express people's ideas for them. You know, you gotta be able to express yourself, and as black men, more times than not, we are usually explaining and not expressing. You know what I'm saying? I always gotta explain something. I can't really express what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, find more opportunities to explain something instead of expressing something. Find more opportunities to express something before you gotta explain something. You know what I'm saying? We ain't, and those two different words, and they mean to be just, that's not what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Man, express yourself, and find and channel that aggression, and weather a craft. You know what I'm saying? Make your adversity correlate with whatever you choose for your craft to be. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have like a passion for like gardening and like landscaping or some shit, just start doing them free shits right now while it's getting back, you know what I'm saying, warm. Shit, fuck it, find some free shit. Y'all want this shit done free? Boom, smack them down. You know what I'm saying? And just add it to your company portfolio. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally getting like cabin fever from not working, because I know I spend so much time like channeling that idle energy into like something. But I've been just like using that to like focus into like my art, and like, you know, really getting a whole bunch of reps in and getting closer to my goal of 10,000 faces, which y'all, you know, I know y'all be seeing me do that. Like, for me, I feel like there's so many ways for me to express myself that I'm never like, you know, really stuck in that like, oh, bottled up feeling. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I feel like not the homework, because fuck homework for life, right? But for sure, y'all, man, like, as men, we gotta express ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Catch yourself next time, like, man, am I explaining this shit, or am I expressing? Like, am I like up against the wall explaining this shit, or am I expressing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I really have time to talk, or am I just explaining something on the moment? You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let nobody stop letting people, you know, they don't keep putting you in that box of like, yo, explain. You know what I'm saying? Never, you know, and like I'm at that point now where it might not be never for you, but never allow people to force you to explain and then never give you a chance to express, because that's what most people want. You know what I'm saying? You deserve to express your feelings, and you also deserve to have a choice about everything about what you feel. You know what I'm saying? And like I said in the last one, you know, leave breadcrumbs for yourself. Don't stop leaving positive breadcrumbs for yourself, because the devil is always at work. You know what I'm saying? Misery loves company, and they got open tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, dying for somebody to come through. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever stop leaving positive breadcrumbs for yourself. I think one of the best ways to do that is podcasting or journaling, or just even thinking about like starting your sketchbook. I remember like some of my first like journal entries are like being sad when I was like a kid, and like, you know, just completely forgetting the entire situation of like being sad after I like wrote, and then like, you know, chilled out and like just, you know, completely relieved. And it's so many of us black men that do not express anything at all in any way, let alone like, you know, standing in front of a mic and speaking, stepping away and then just writing my thoughts down. You know, black men, you know, that's some bitch ass shit, young man. Fuck that, hell no. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of like think about that, you know, and just be like, yo, I can, you know, I should be able to express myself and not have to explain everything, you know, and, you know, you deserve that, bro, you know, and get past this cringe that's here, because everything is cringe, you know, everything is awkward and cringe and corny, or, you know, everything is shorty, why you care, you know what I'm saying? Everything is, you care too much, or like, you know, everything is embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? Leave that breadcrumb for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And allow yourself to be encouraged by the authenticity that you move with in them situations, you know what I'm saying? And let rejection season you, you know what I'm saying? Let the rejection season you. Don't let it be like this notch on your belt. You know, sometimes we got the notch of rejections to be bigger than the notches of approval. You know what I'm saying? We you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we only wear the belt for the rejections. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that into consideration. Like, you know, will I really care about this shit 5 years from now? Like, will I look back at this shit 5 years from now and then be like, you probably won't. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But yeah, man, just stay encouraged, bro. Like, I think that's why I made the second one, because I didn't really like the last one really encouraging, but just stay encouraged, bro. Like, this is like right now, black men are taking a lot of damage. And I just think that not even just black men, but men period, are like just taking a lot of damage, because I think it's mainly because of how our leaders are being perceived, or like our black examples are being perceived. Remember to be yourself so much that they can't be like, oh, you just like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be yourself so fucking much. Just be yourself so much that when they like, yo, typical ass niggas, these niggas ain't shit, they can't be like, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They know how I move about my fucking kids, and they know how I move about you know what I'm saying, about my people, about my sister, about my mama, you know what I'm saying, about my grandmother. They know how I fucking move about my family, you know what I'm saying? I keep my mama grass cut type shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it, you know. And when you want better for yourself, you can will it and manifest it in your life, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to turn your volume up and manifest it, but it happens, you know what I'm saying? It's possible. And when you start keeping excellent company, you know what I'm saying, you'll have an excellent life. I mean, if you want to have an excellent life, you'll start keeping excellent company. But when you start keeping excellent company, you'll have an excellent life. And you know, everybody ain't, you know, watch who you trying to. If you got a successful relationship, watch who y'all going on a couple date with. You know what I'm saying? Be careful who you juxtaposing your relationship to, because everybody ain't, you know what I'm saying, everybody ain't on point. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with, man. I know we've been out here for like, you know what I'm saying, well over the time. And I just want to, like, you know, just spread love to y'all, man. I thank y'all for y'all viewership, and y'all, like, you know, this was kind of like just me just venting, but thank y'all for being here and just, like, you know, just saying, being so tuned in and like attentive. It's like it's crazy. Like I finally feel like, you know, listened to and kind of like and heard. You know what I'm saying? I spent so much time kind of having my opinion kind of neglected, or like, you know, kind of like shunned in my face by Instagram. So to come here and just have this like open platform and like just have this, I mean, it couldn't have been a better time. And I think that as far as like having a tool for expression, this is an example of something for me, right? So like, dude, just find your expression, find a vehicle for your expression, and don't, you know, let something speak for you. You know what I'm saying? Find something that can speak for you that you can like speak through, as opposed to just being like, man, what the fuck I look like starting a journal? You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of dudes probably like, man, fuck I look like writing in a fucking diary or a journal or something. Like, it's not that simple, my nigga. Like, your ass might really be, you know, you might really have a lot to say, but you never took the time to talk to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes more along with, like, you know, expressing instead of explaining. I mean, explaining instead of expressing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, bro. If you wanna have an excellent life, keep excellent company. It's your girlfriend, boyfriend, MacBook Pro. And y'all stay up, man. Don't give up on your goals. I'm doing a huge mural. I'm drawing 10,000 faces. I think we're like 1/8 of the way there. I think we're 1/10 of the way there. I don't know yet. I don't think we're at 1,000 faces yet. So I don't know. We're definitely not at 10%. We're not at 1/10 of it yet. But I'm gonna let y'all know, man. I'm gonna really go through and count these faces and see how many faces we're at about now. But yeah. And just like, you know, that's our goal, you know, even more than just being my goal. I think that's our goal to, like, you know, see this done, and like I want to kind of like make an art project of it all. So I'm excited about it, man, and just like the murals and stuff like that, and creating the art. Like I was talking to this guy on the bus one day, and he was like, you know, he just seemed like he was just having like a really fucked up day, and he was like, you know, telling me like about his life and how shit was going wrong, and I was like, yo, you know, you got to find something to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever just gulp your pride. You know what I'm saying? Really chew your shit and swallow it. A lot of these motherfuckers gonna take your pride and then, like, you know, boop, try to throw it down your throat like really quick. You know what I'm saying? Without you even know. Sometimes they want you to just swallow your pride like really quick, and they don't even want you to like know you did. You know what I'm saying? Which is weird. But man, you know, I'm gonna fucking marinate my fucking pride. You know what I'm saying? Marinate my shit. You know what I'm saying? Season this shit. Let it sit. Really loosen completely the fuck up. Fall off the bone as pride. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna chew my shit and swallow it. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting these people fucking make you swallow, then regurgitate your pride, then swallow it again, then regurgitate it, then swallow it again, you know, and then and try to eat your pride in one fucking piece. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these people want you to do. And then at that, with your pride, you know, it might be fuck your pride because you don't have anything to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, go find something to be proud of. And be, you know, create something for yourself that's like, yo, I'm proud of this shit, and can't nobody take this shit from me. And even if they do, I could do it again. That's real pride. You know what I'm saying? To find and create and make something that you're proud of for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's super important. You know, I feel like that's another form of like expression. You know, chasing and attaining your goals and creating that. You know, and then going back and looking at where you came from is like, you know, that's definitely something to be proud of. Even if it's like, oh, I just bought a car, or like I just made my first down payment, or I just saved enough for the first down payment on my car, or whatever the fuck I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that really make people, you know, shit like that really give you something to be proud of. You know, a lot of motherfuckers be like, oh, he just got his shit off drive time, his ass feel like he woo. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna do that, but are you gonna let them take your pride from? Are you gonna let them not allow you to be proud of something? You know what I'm saying? Find something to be proud of. And if you want to have an excellent life, keep excellent company. You know what I'm saying? And just always, you know, always reach for forms of expression as a young black male. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Y'all tune in for the next episode. Please do like and subscribe, because I think these, like, definitely like these videos too. I know y'all fuck with that shit, but please like these videos, and don't be afraid to leave from this video. Go check out the shorts if you just did vice versa or whatever, and let me know what y'all think, man, of these drawings, man. We're drawing 10,000 faces, bro. So it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take forever, but at this place right now, I think we're gonna finish it soon. Like, it might not take too long, but I'm shooting for like 200 faces this month, or like at least like I want to make like 200 faces. So I think we can do it, man. Like, I think we're capable of it. Y'all stay tuned, and thank you for watching as long as y'all have. And y'all just be blessed, man. Grace and peace, health and wealth, bro. These are tough times. It's tough times in the city right now, and I know it's probably just as tough where you are, wherever you're watching this. So I want you to be like really inspired when you leave from here. Maybe start your own pod or start your own journal, right? And go express yourself. Stop explaining everything and express yourself. This has been another episode of the XCLNT Podcast. Mabba Pro. Love y'all, swag.
I kick off my life.
Well, click this link, man. Go get on YouTube. You know how long we been locked in.